Oh, we didn't check these? Are we good? Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
We talk regularly.
Yeah, I'm talking regularly. I think.
You're very
What's up,
loud.
quiet? Raise me up.
No, you're very loud.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, and the other one didn't look loud. Okay. I was probably talking loud.
Which
too,
one is yours?
I don't freaking know.
Oh, it's this one.
Do. Oh my God, dating with Dylan Dredge.
Are we live? Oh, yeah, we're live.
Let's
Dak,
go, dude.
Dak
Thing
always
working.
be yapping, dude.
Dak's a good mod, man. And he's a good friend.
You
I'll
sure?
both
Are you-
agree.
Hello.
One of those things is true.
Hello.
I would say both.
Everyone. It's Dylan
He's a good friend, not a good mod.
from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything. And welcome back to another episode of the After Dark podcast. For those of you that are new to this segment, we basically just yap about everything and anything. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful Wednesday night. After this podcast, the number is 10. And the number 10 represents the amount of Wednesday nights that are left before June comes, which is crazy. Obviously, for those that don't know, I am moving in June to Delaware. I'm actually leaving New Jersey. So the podcast is going to be primarily remote starting in June, unfortunately. That's just a side effect, obviously, of moving. And yeah, you know, it's still going to be a lot of fun. Definitely will be a little different, but we're going to do our best to keep the same energy, the same levels of entertainment that we always try to bring you on Wednesday evening. We're still waiting for Pete. We believe Pete will be here. Calibro currently is flying in the air. We do not know. He will not be making it tonight.
I
do not know.
heard he talked about parachuting out of the plane to be here, and I said, man, it's really okay if you're not here.
Yeah, Caliber will not be here
Yeah, I
tonight.
don't think he'll
so.
be here.
Caliber's in the air.
He should get in-flight Wi-Fi and
He should actually.
And
Well,
fun.
and his to be fair, his flight left at like 1:30. So maybe he's
He's
like,
there. If he's there
He's
already.
been there.
He flew to Alabama. How long?
Homie, Florida's 2.5 hours. Alabama's closer.
So yeah, I guess it would have had to been like an 8-hour flight for him to still be in the air.
yeah,
Your
exactly.
concept of time and flying just really.
Treasure. On that note, man, how you doing today?
Hey, it's always fun here with the boys, especially on a Wednesday night. I'm excited to talk about some new Yu-Gi-Oh news.
New developments,
Yes.
for sure.
Definitely good.
New developments.
I think.
We're going to talk about a lot of stuff that's been said, a lot of messages that have been put out there into the atmosphere. Of course, that's all surrounding the potential of another Yu-Gi-Oh anime maybe being announced in the very near future, or maybe not. Again, we're really in a very unknown time right now. So we're going to touch on that. We're going to touch on, it's an After Dark, so we can touch on kind of anything we want. Later on in the show, I will also be unveiling the upcoming Wednesday night schedule, including a brand new podcast that we are going to be doing twice a month is the goal, every other week on Wednesday night. So we're going to unveil that probably maybe at the top of the hour or maybe like the 9:30 mark.
Wait,
and
you're doing that tonight?
we're unveiling it tonight.
We're unveiling it tonight.
We are unveiling it tonight.
I'm not prepared.
Well,
I had a whole speech.
you have an hour to get. You have an hour
Get
to
ready.
write it.
Get ready, baby.
Write that speech. Write that speech. Nick T, how are you doing tonight, man?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Good, man. Nick T-
Pure
I know I hear those Marvel Rivals sounds when I try to sleep. But Nick T, it is wonderful to see you again.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Listen, this is the first time that I've seen you guys and the first time that I've been at this table since the early days collection.
Well, we saw you that night.
Yes, but of course, thank you guys for
Of course.
helping with
Hey.
that. And a round of applause, chat, for these guys. For a
Oh,
round of applause. Because I
Also,
would not have
real
survived.
quick question, now that you're
Yes.
back in the hot seat, how are you feeling? Like, what do you remember what happened here in Nor 12 days, like 11 days ago? Do you remember the experience that you were feeling at that time?
We've documented the
We have.
experience.
There's actually I think there's a couple of videos.
There's a couple videos
Yeah.
out. My review of the early days collection, as well as the 40-minute kind of narration of the journey. So definitely head to the channel if you're interested in those. And of course, if you missed it, somehow we did a 129-hour stream. It ended up being, which is
God
crazy.
damn.
Yeah, it feels like a blur. It really does feel like a blur. And, it's one of those challenges that I don't know if I ever will do again, but
Ooh, that was-
maybe.
yeah, that was-
It was a challenge.
No. I'm gonna, as your good friend, I'm gonna tell you right now.
It took me days until I felt normal
If
again.
you do it again, I'm going to drive to Delaware and I'm
And
going to
help me.
stop you.
Oh,
No, I'm gonna go to your electro box and just turn the power off. And I know you won't be smart to figure out how to turn it back on. So
Okay,
until you
well, I think
promise
I
me
know
you
what
won't do it, I won't turn it back on.
I don't know. Well, listen, I don't know if I'll ever do something like that. That was a challenge. We are joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the fourth man, the final member of tonight's After Dark team. Peter
The final
Vegas.
boss.
Thank you.
How
Thank
you
you.
doing, man?
I'm tired, man.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
good to
long
be
week.
here.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm happy you came by.
Weird
I'm happy you
Weird
came by.
sitting at the table since it's
Yeah.
since we were doing the massive marathon.
It feels
stream
like hollowed ground.
Well,
Yeah.
then last Wednesday I just didn't stream until
of
Thursday.
yeah, your voice was
It was bad.
You needed
Yeah.
it.
It wasn't back until probably Wednesday night,
Yeah.
and we ended that stream Saturday evening.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
have full range of my
Yeah,
voice.
and then
until
you
Wednesday
decided
night.
not to go to bed, and then went to a house warming party,
Hey,
apartment warming
all-
party.
all I
Despite
would-
us telling you not to come.
I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
I've heard.
I didn't want you there.
You've heard through song.
Yeah, I've heard. yes.
That song, dude.
Oh man, I want to thank everybody. The last After Dark we did, which was a Jackbox After Dark, was on February the 12th. So I want to thank all of you guys who donated and super chatted during that February 12th After Dark. A huge thank you to Electric Kevin, Sean Gilbride, Janeth, That Man 666, Dylan, quote, GEO, unquote, Pete's Lover, 1856.
right.
Wow.
Pink Penguin, Mr. Konami, Dylan's Offspring, Natalie, and Shin Yoshida.
I hope Dylan's
What?
Offspring makes an appearance.
I mean, it's crazy.
That'd be great.
Because you would say, I mean, Pete's Lover 1856 has to be the funniest name on there, and then you get Dylan's Offspring and Shin Yoshida.
it's perfect.
What a-
What a
it's-
group.
I mean, you just never, and of course, Mr. Konami, who I still don't know who that is. To
Oh,
be fair,
or Konami bootlickers out there.
Konami Boot. I don't know who Shin Yoshida is.
So it might be him.
It could be him, and
Could
he is,
be.
he is a friend.
He's a friend.
And
Yeah.
listen, I've been saying this. I've been advocating this. Shin Yoshida should be back for Yu-Gi-Oh!
I know.
9.
What an
What a full
arc.
circle moment.
We should have someone put together the podcast moments of
no.
kind of our interest for
No.
him, us telling he should
No.
stay away, and
he
now
comes
we
back.
want him back.
Yeah, it's time
What
to-
an arc we've been through.
It's time to bring him back.
Yeah.
He's done nothing since 2023. I've looked it up. It's time to give him the call.
Yeah.
It's time to give him the call.
You do anything.
You've
for
got him on
Yu-Gi-Oh!
the line.
to come back. Like
You've got-
you would
yeah.
call. What's the most crazy thing person if you could call them, and they have to be the worst pausing for Yu-Gi-Oh! But you call them and Yu-Gi-Oh! Comes back.
Well, the last
Battle Beast.
Well, no, Katsumi Ono was the
There you go.
Director of Arc 5, and he
Yeah.
got a lot of slack.
let's bring him back.
Sure. I'm fine with that.
Hey,
hey,
you're
redemption.
desperate.
I believe in second chances. And you know what? Katsumi Ono, Arc 5, sure, but hey, he also is the director of 5Ds.
Yeah.
So I think he's still got it done.
But- He
But
does have it in him.
you'll eat up anything at this point. If they
Yes, I
tell
will.
you that they're doing a Battle Beast prequel,
He's
you're
watching
watching
it.
it.
He's excited.
We're covering
I'm
it.
making videos.
I'm making videos. Who was the Battle Beast?
Exactly.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, they're doing a whole show like following Shingo. Wow.
I mean, what a show that would be.
My nightmare would be, like, there's just some, they do like,
Well, you wouldn't need to watch that show. It's
Some-
basically your high school experience. So
they do
He wishes.
some like stupid like Thunderbolts-esque show for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yes.
And the cast is like,
it's
Mike,
not any of the good villains.
It's Hunt and Shingo and
Thank
Leo
you
Akaba
for
and Battle
the
Beast
dono.
It's show.
and Chaz. Yeah, it's Show.
Think of whatever the worst
Oh,
GX villain, and that's who he's in there.
Yeah, I guess that would be Kagemaru.
Kago
who-
Kagemaru.
God.
He's in there.
That was. So, I'm still confused
maybe they,
about that.
Maybe they
He
bring
sucks.
back
He sucks.
they bring back Kitamura.
Kitamura.
Oh,
my
wait,
God,
that would be
forgot
good.
about him.
Kitamura on
Yeah, I
Thunderbolts.
forgot about him. Yeah, Dr. Kogami gets revived to join the team.
Honestly, that would be the most interesting
Okay,
part.
that'd be-
That'd be the
hold on,
most
that'd be
interesting
dope.
part.
What are you
I'm
talking
okay with
about?
Dr. Kagami.
Yeah.
Listen,
Bring him back.
Well, listen, it's a good segue because there's two titles for this podcast, and of course, the After Dark's usually for non-Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but there's been a lot of things that have happened. And by the way, for those wondering where Crazy Eights is, the last subbed episode for you talking for Go Rush, was 145.
Yeah.
I do believe that some episodes might get subbed in the very near future.
Possibility.
Obviously, we will cover them on Wednesday nights as soon as they are subbed. But that being said, just as a reminder,
It's coming.
there's 2 episodes left.
And are we still sticking to our original plan for the final episode?
Yeah, we're
What
watching
day
it
is that
live.
again?
It's March 29th.
Whatever the final Saturday is,
Yeah.
which I think is the 29th.
March
So-
29th. Okay.
We're most likely, yes. So we'll have more details on that. But yeah, I mean, listen, while we've been, or at least I've been goofing around with the early days, and now we're doing an After Dark, this show that we've been with for the better part of 3 years is
Goddamn.
coming to an end in a week and a half. I was unfortunately spoiled on something regarding 149.
Ah, they got you.
Yeah,
Twitter.
Was it good?
No, it was someone in chat.
Was it good?
yesterday. No, it was not good. If it's true.
What
so.
what was it like?
Now I want to know.
Someone in the community that just they made a mistake, or was it like a troll that came in?
No,
and
it
got
was X-Slayer. I mean, he made, I guess, the business decision to
Wow.
tell me something.
Should I time
and-
out?
So he's
No,
back
it's
here.
fine. You don't have to. I mean, it's.
I'll think about it.
Well, and listen, here's the thing. I would love to discuss that, and I would love to discuss the show with all of you. Trust me, that the current anime is
We'll
what.
get there.
But
Yeah.
we're not going to discuss the show
So we watch it.
until
Yeah,
we watch
it's
it.
fair.
Yeah, I mean that's just how it is. So, yeah, please no spoilers in chat, and of course we will talk about everything whenever the subs do come out. And as always, don't bother the subs team. If you have any questions about the sub releases, you can always ask me, and I'll tell you what I know. I will say I don't talk to the team on a regular. I don't talk to them actually at all when
Well,
it comes to the
yeah.
subs.
We don't speak in general.
No,
It's not
no.
that I know anything, but I was told
Wait,
that
what?
I got that right in
It's
there.
like, whoa, wait. It's like,
thought
no,
I
we
heard, like, there's
speak.
no way you just said that.
I was told the 20th at the earliest, so which is tomorrow. But again, the earliest. It doesn't mean they're coming out tomorrow. Hopefully, we have 2 more episodes left.
Yeah.
We
Thank
felt at the
you
end of
for
145, and
the
I remember with Sombra,
Yeah.
we were like, maybe we have 3 more, just because the releases for the episodes have become like kind of a monthly 6-week release.
We could break it up.
period. We could, but if the show is over, I feel like we
it's over, it's
just
over,
got
I
to
think.
cover. I think we just got to cover it. It stinks.
So it could be one more.
I'm hoping it's not.
I'm leaning one.
I'm hoping it's not, but
leaning
we'll see. It's out of our hands, and we're lucky a team is even.
Of
subbing
Yeah,
course.
no,
otherwise.
agreed.
Exactly,
Like
yeah.
that's the
So,
thing.
Yeah.
And
But
you said what? 10 more Wednesdays? I heard you.
10
from
more Wednesdays
upstairs
until
saying.
June. Isn't that crazy?
Damn, it's wild.
That's
Almost in those
actually-
single digits. Should start. We should bring the clock.
Oh my god,
in,
can we have a
man.
countdown for that?
A countdown
That's
of when
fun.
of
That's
when
exciting.
hey when
That's
you're
not
out of our
exciting.
lives. You know
How's
what
it
I
not
mean?
exciting? Wait,
No.
wait, no.
It's bittersweet.
You've been so excited.
I am, but the
you're
pod-
hyping it up.
Correct, but the podcast moving to remote instead
So
of in
what?
person is one of the negatives.
But we'll
Yeah.
have a consistent schedule for the podcast.
That's the only thing he cares
That's
about. He
exciting,
doesn't care
right?
About hanging out.
well, the consistent schedule, we've always had one. Oh, I guess because we don't know if the subs are coming out.
Yeah, like,
so, right. I
but
get
in
what you're saying.
general, like I'm just saying, like starting Wednesday in 10 weeks, we know every Wednesday we're going live,
Yes, that is true.
right?
Yes.
We know it.
Yes.
Come on, get hyped for it.
No, I am hyped.
You don't seem hyped.
He's not hyped.
Bro's not
No, I'm very excited, and of course we're going to be unveiling the new show that we're doing, and we're going to be unveiling our schedule for April and beyond.
Top of the
and
hour. Did you hear that?
What you
Nice
can
Wow.
expect.
Too.
Every
you doing the speech?
I
gotta
thought
do this
he told me
stuff,
it's me next week, so in my contract it's like, oh, for the March 20, and I'm like, now he's telling me it's this week.
Yeah, his agent's not
prepared.
the best.
Well,
man.
listen,
Yeah.
there are a lot of things that have happened between the early days collection and now, and I want to get your opinion on it. I've made videos on it. I've talked
watched
to a lot
any
of
of them.
people about it. That's fine. That's what I expected, and that's why
I knew he had to
No,
say it.
But that's fine. I've got all the things right
Oh,
here.
good, thank you.
Because and there might be people. I know there's people that only watch the stream and don't watch my videos or shorts, and that's
Yeah.
fine. However you choose to, digest my content, I appreciate that you're digesting any of it at all. There are a bunch of really interesting events that are happening this year, and there are, I think, opportunities that we could get something very, very soon. Opportunities, not saying we will. This weekend, we have Anime Japan, where the panel of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, the voice actors, will be at the convention. It's a 35-minute panel.
You're covering that, right?
I will
He's
be
right.
live.
What glorious time is that stream?
I think he's
planning
starting
to
at
be
1:30 a.m.
I believe it'll be a 1:30 a.m. stream.
Great.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Unfortunately. Then, of course, you have the end of Go Rush on March 29th. That is when the show will end. Maybe when the show ends, I've said it before in some videos, maybe we get some Marvel-esque, cheesy black screen Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime will return. Or they'll just come out on Twitter and make an announcement like they have before with like season 2 posters when
Yeah.
season 1 comes to an end. It's not unheard of that maybe we will get some piece of information when Go Rush itself comes to an end. We just got a special announcement regarding a Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th anniversary TV 15-minute special on Annie Recco, which is going to be airing on April 9th. This is something that, we've never really seen before. Annie Recco specializes in latest news segments, so that's very interesting. And, of course, that's obviously connected to the anime side. Could just be them celebrating 25 years.
Yeah.
Could be something more. Who knows? In July 12th, We have Duelist Kingdom Live, which is a big concert event to celebrate the 25th anniversary. I believe that event is at the Tokyo Dome. And then the very next day is Victory Jump Carnival. That's July 13th. Some people might be saying, well, what's Victory Jump Carnival? Do you remember in 2019? I know you remember. It was a famous night for us. We were in Red Bank.
It was tough.
Yeah, hanging out with some people. And it was mid-July, and we were outside the Cluck You Chicken at 2 in the morning. It sounds fake for people that don't know, but
No,
it's
That's a real
No,
restaurant.
that's actually fun.
and you
It's
can go
very
back
real.
on my Twitter, and I recorded a video outside the Cluck You Chicken.
Yeah.
Is that still on your Twitter?
I'm sure it is.
It better be.
Because they announced in 2019, July of 2019, hey, we are working on the 7th Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. More detail to come. Guess what event that was? Victory Jump Carnival. So it's not unprecedented for them to make announcements at that event. That, of course, is July 13th. And then we have Jump Festa, the big one, December 19th. So there's a lot right now.
Big year.
And things keep changing. Obviously, the Anime Japan panel came together and was announced while I was doing the Early Days collection 2 weeks ago. The Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th anniversary episode on April 9th literally got announced 2 days ago. So things are happening. Things are moving. We are obviously entering a very unprecedented time here when it comes to the anime side of things. Pete, I'll start with you. I mean, what do you make of all of this? Actually, before I throw it to you, Hikokuba, Masahiro Hikokuba, who's been the main duel writer since DM, still the duel writer for Go Rush.
Holy-
He said at the end of his interview, they interviewed him like a week ago, he said, be sure to look for future developments when it comes to Rush Duel. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Themselves about a week ago said, please pay attention to future developments in regards to Yu-Gi-Oh! 25th anniversary. So we have two different people or sources talking about future developments. Pete, what do you make of all of it, man? Break it down for me.
I think we're going to
Break
get
it down.
a new show. It's not going to come out this year, but we're going to get an announcement at some point this year. I kind of am leaning more to the concert. I think they're going to do
really?
that whole thing that they did for Sevens. I think that's what we're going to do. We get a little bit of space in between Go Rush ending, get the Chronicles started, which I understand they might not care about that at all because it's on YouTube. But there's a little bit of kind of a break in there before they kind of drive the hype engine back for the new Yu-Gi-Oh! And then maybe a Jump Fest so you actually reveal some information about what the show is about. Probably super basic premise. You're not going to get a lot of information, maybe what the protagonist looks like, and that's it. I'm kind of leaning more towards that. A lot of these new announcements have given me faith that come March, April next year, we actually might have a new anime, which I couldn't say a month ago where it felt like, man, we were in no man's land. So
Yeah,
I do have a little renewed optimism in that regard. Some of the other stuff, like the stream that you're going to do on Saturday, I don't think you're going to anything.
So I will say that Anime Japan stream, and I'll be covering it. We will be live. I will be showing it. That stream I give, and that's this coming weekend, I literally give like a 5 to 10% chance we get anything.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
think
even a
that.
believer that we're getting
give it, like,
anything there.
No, and I think
5
the
big
20 exactly.
Boom.
I think the 25th anniversary one will more likely just be celebrate how amazing it's been all of these years of across the 8 animes and the work that these 2 studios now have done. I think it'll be more about that and less about the future, because you don't want the 15 minutes you said, you don't want that moment to be overshadowed by Yu-Gi-Oh! 9. Everyone's going to talk about that. You want to celebrate what you've done.
But you could end that potentially.
you could, but
right?
in
You're
my
showing all the shows.
opinion, probably not.
So Annie Reco TV, I have it up here because I'd never even heard of it. Again, it's only a 15-minute program. This is a general anime information program that mainly focuses on the latest anime news, but also includes plenty of information such as 2.5 stage plays, events, movies, and merchandise.
2.5D
So
stage
latest anime news is what those panels have been titled, where we did get something at Jump Festa regarding a new show. So I think there is some intrigue there with the April 9th event, but I do agree with you. I think Victory World Carnival, there's a good chance that we get something there in terms of, hey, we're working on something.
Yeah.
It would be great to get that, in this coming stretch.
Amazing.
Because we have 3 really big
Let's
moments in
Give
the
it to
next-
us as soon as we can.
And you know what? You don't need to give us any information. Hey, we're working
Yeah.
on the next show.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do.
I mean, at this point, we'll take. Hey, it comes out 3 years from now. All right, cool. We'll take it.
We will take it.
We'll take it.
Yeah, it would suck, but we will take it. Dredge, I mean, what do you make of all that? And by the way, listen, I'm sure there are people out there. We have a poll going right now and I know for a fact there's people, and I know who they are, that believe Yu-Gi-Oh is over forever. We will never get another
Who are those
Yu-Gi-Oh
people?
anime.
Let me talk to them.
Well, I'm not going to name names, but there
Let me
are
talk to
people.
them.
I mean, what's the poll at right now? What's
a
the
lot
poll
to
at?
a little.
76 to 24.
Okay,
yes
so
to
a
no.
quarter, but a fifth of people watching
No, no.
say
but,
it won't get announced this year.
yeah, but your
To me-
question, what I think you really want to know that answer. You have to ask, will there be a Yu-Gi-Oh 9? That's
Well,
the
yeah, I
next
was gonna
poll
say
we put
those
out
are
in a
two
little bit.
different-
and check
very-
that.
Two different things, although I believe if we don't get anything this year, I will start to be in the camp that it's over.
Okay, fair.
Like, you mean any talking about?
A new show.
Okay, I
Yeah.
mean that's fair. I mean, because realistically, if you just end the show and don't talk about it, which we were fearful of. Less than I would argue a month ago, we were all like, I have no clue. Right?
Yeah.
There wasn't any of these announcements. We didn't know about any of this stuff. But obviously, in the past couple of weeks, where you gave us all this information, it's definitely a good sign that Konami's recognizing that no matter what they're doing, if it's going to be next year, 2 years, they do need to address their very large, community of watchers and people who enjoy the. Excuse me, gosh, acid reflux. Getting old, it's not fun. But yeah, so they're doing credit to Konami. That they're letting people know that things are happening. Again, it's what's the saying, P? It's believe half of what you hear and it's some percent of what you see kind of thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So
I don't
they're
know the
saying stuff. It's a
specific
lot of yapping right now. But again, the yapping wasn't even occurring before.
Right.
So you were getting nothing. So definitely excited. I'm not. I had said on the as I jumped in the VC yesterday of your stream on Fall Guys on Twitch. I literally said I think we're waiting until I said I think I said August. I meant fall of this year. I think fall this year they're going to announce that the Yu-Gi-Oh 9 anime is coming out in the spring of 26. That's personally what I think at this point. There is a lot of events coming up. I think they also are just trying to bring intrigue back into Yu-Gi-Oh in general. Oh look, this is coming up. This is coming up. 25th anniversary. They're just trying to keep you around because they really are working on something. Why they're not just saying, hey, we're working on something maybe next year after, we're not sure yet. We'll let you know. Maybe they're trying to build up hype and suspense for it. I'm not sure what they're thinking, but I am happier now. I feel more comfortable now than I was. I think the last time we were on this podcast discussing what we think is going to happen.
Yeah.
I was very negative. I'm like, I didn't think it was ending completely, but I'm like, they're not talking about it. It's clearly they don't know. So they took that time to make a decision. They put some information out. So I'm looking forward to all these things. I probably won't be up 1:30 on Saturday with you.
I don't expect
Because
any
that
of you
one's
guys to
that
be.
one's pretty low
and
low
I
likelihood.
don't think it's happening.
Yeah,
You'll
that's
wake up to crazy texts from me if we get anything.
I better get a call.
Well,
I
no,
want
I'm not
a
calling you at
2 a.m.
2:30.
call.
I'm not doing that to Nicole, especially.
She
'cause
wouldn't
she'll-
wake up. She doesn't wake up for an earthquake. She wouldn't even know what's going on. Kidding me. But yeah, excited for what's to come for sure. A lot of different things that could be. Pete said the concert. It could be what's the other one? The voice actor panel this Saturday. I doubt. And then there was what other? There was a 25th. The special
April 9th, 25th anniversary episode.
Yeah,
on
it
Anime
could
Reco.
be.
It
You're also
specializes in latest anime information.
yeah. They're talking about the ritual summonings and stuff like
This
that.
guy.
But that's more card game.
No, rituals from Go Rush.
And, well, so it could be, but that probably falls under something that got announced earlier today. Again, things are changing.
Awesome.
We're getting things we've
even
never
know that.
seen
Guy didn't even
next
tell me.
turn. This is another brand
setting
new
you up.
thing that just got announced. I haven't even done a video on this, but next turn is coming out, and I believe the next turn is going to be covering all things related to the Chronicles anime, which is cool,
Oh.
and the Rush Duel card game, which we imagine will get information regarding rituals for.
Well, see, you didn't give me that information.
Well,
How am I
that's
supposed to
brand
make
new.
an assessment?
Because I also don't think that has nothing to do with an anime, but that's besides the
That's about the
Chronicles.
game, yeah.
But that's brand new.
True.
So there's things that are getting announced.
No, I agree.
The
left and
Chronicles
right.
part's exciting too.
Yeah,
to
it
know
is.
more about that.
Yes,
It is.
yes.
Well, that's the whole point. That again, we didn't have any kind of unfortunately, you were creating optimism out of thin air a month and a half ago.
After Jump Fest.
Oh well,
Yes.
since from Jump Fest to
Yes.
about I'd argue 2 weeks ago,
Maybe a little bit
You're
more.
trying to create optimism with anything we could find. Now it's like you have actual
Yes.
evidence sources that are giving you information where it's like okay, this is is a good sign. And let's see where they go with it. Let's see where we go with it.
Yeah.
Hoping the best, obviously.
I was
though.
speaking to Jay Bix earlier today, and if you don't know, I shout him out in videos a lot. His Twitter is a
Gold mine.
gold mine. That is the exact word I wanted to use for
gold mine.
information regarding speculation and news. So I highly recommend you follow him, J_BYYX. And I was talking to him earlier today, and we kind of said like it's certainly a nerve-wracking time, but it's also a little bit of an exciting time. Sometimes that unknown, and when you're facing the darkness and facing fear, you kind of embrace it. I kind of know what
you're
Rogers
telling me
was
is you're gonna
talking
go on a
about.
darkness retreat?
I kind of know what
I
Rogers
literally was
Oh
like, are you
my.
quoting Aaron
I kind
Rodgers
of know
right
what
now?
he's talking
Wait,
about.
Dill. I think you should go into the deprivation tank and then talk to me.
No. Listen, I like we are going into uncharted territory, and sure, there is a reality where like Go Rush is the final Yu-Gi-Oh like card game anime. But I think like the fact that there are all these events, we don't know. There is part of me that's like, I'm exhilarated by this, man. Like, sure, I'd much
word for you.
rather be getting ready for Yu-Gi-Oh 9 starting in early April.
Of course.
I'd much rather do that. But knowing that, hey, what if you take 6 months? What if you take a full year? What if you give it to a new studio? Studio Mappa. What if you give it to a I'm
He's
kidding
sick.
about that.
He's sick.
But what if you give it to a new studio and you had a year to work on this show, or it becomes 26 episode seasonal, so you're giving more breaks? I think the quality could be really good. And 25th anniversary, what if you are cooking up some like massive series?
The only
within
thing,
the world of Duel
the only
Links?
thing
I don't know.
I'll say is the only thing I'm disappointed about is that you didn't
something
get
exhilarating about
You didn't
it.
get so far. I was really hoping we were gonna have like a John Cena like heel turn from you, where you just start like you got to the point where it's so dark.
he goes to
there's
the chat.
and you just literally just say that you go off on Yu-Gi-Oh. You just start hating for like a good like
God.
couple videos or something. That'd be
You look toward the chat and you go, "You were awful."
I tried my best to hype this franchise up.
And what did you do? You ruined it.
That Cena stuff was crazy.
Oh my God.
So no, like, listen, because here's the thing: you're taking this long of a break. Bridge is already working on 2 new shows for the upcoming spring.
Yeah.
Like, if we get another show, I don't feel confident that Bridge will be the studio again, especially based on
Bro, it's
things that I've
Konami
heard.
Animation.
It could be Konami Animation.
I'm
of
swearing
course.
by that.
It
Yeah.
could be. It could be a
Die
different
on that.
studio. This is what the Yu-Gi-Oh team put out. Nick T, and I'm going to toss it to you to get your
Toss
thoughts
it
on
to me.
this.
Yeah, please do.
This is the exact wording. The anime series Yu-Gi-Oh is getting more exciting with its 25th anniversary. Please look forward to its future developments.
Yeah,
That's a huge sentence right there, isn't it? It's ambiguous enough.
It's very ambiguous.
Where it's like, well, hey, if they make something in 2030, that they were right? Future development.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
better than nothing.
It is better than nothing. It's
What do
just
you make of all this?
I don't. I'm hesitant. I'm so hesitant to be hopeful or to speculate about things that may or may not mean anything. But like that, a statement like that, gives me not much hope.
Oh, wow.
I will say.
Okay.
Because future developments could be any number of things. What I will say though, is that I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh is done for.
Okay.
And I do think that the slew of events that are happening in the coming months do bode well for an announcement, even if it's a small one. Similar to the Jump Victory Carnival of 2019 and your whole video thing at the Cluck U. I do think like it's
Find that
likely,
video, bro.
like even if it's as much as we're working on currently in development for Yu-Gi-Oh!
Well, that's what they did in 2019.
Boom. Okay.
That's all- yeah.
Whatever.
Give that to us this weekend.
I don't think that's going to happen.
pushing
You are pushing it. Which one is this weekend?
Anime Japan, the Go Rush
actors.
voice actor panel.
No chance.
I don't think
no
there's a chance.
chance.
That's
what
do you know
you
what
get.
that's giving me flashbacks of
Festa?
us Jump Festa, and it's like, oh, the voice actor's here. What's going on?
Dueling.
Dueling.
Bro, no. I have the
That may
worst
have been the
rant
worst
on
moment
this.
of my like YouTube life.
I
No,
know, like somewhere
'cause-
here they're gonna say
Because it
something.
made it
somewhere here.
It made it so much worse that clearly they just didn't know how to play, and I'm watching a non-scripted duel that they had to cut short because they ran out of time. I was,
insane.
I actually like died a little inside.
There's a
watching that.
moment where you're in disbelief and Dredger goes, "Yeah, they're doing it again," and then he walked
I
off,
walked
and
off.
and right there I was like, "Yeah, we're cooked." Like that was it. That was the moment where we were done.
Yeah, I
Well,
feel like
I-
we had there was some copium. They're like, oh, I think they might say something.
As soon as the duel started, I remember I walked off and right in front of everyone, I collapsed.
The classic.
I collapsed
It was
to
great.
the floor, and I felt like it was the Sevens announcement all over
Yeah,
again.
in a
That was
Walmart
worse.
parking lot.
Oh, this was worse than that.
This
No,
was
that's
much
worse.
worse than that. I
Um,
couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that. That Jump Festa, which, by the way, there is a video, the heartbreak of Jump Festa 2025 out on the channel, which narrates and encapsulates that sequence. I couldn't believe it. That
a tough
weekend was brutal, and then, we can't have that again.
We can't have that again.
We can. I'll tell you though. I'll tell you the date. December 20th. December 20th of this year. If we get to December 20th of this year, which would be after night one of Jump Festa, and there has not been any sort of announcement at all, I am going to
over.
be in a very, very tough mental.
You and me in a
place.
dark space. You're
I'm
gonna
gonna
go,
be-
wow, I can't believe I have to cover like some kind of other anime.
Well, I will feel it's over at that point.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and
Like,
listen,
like the channel.
Card Fight Vanguard. Here we come.
but listen, there
Digimon new anime.
There are all these things are getting new animes. Yu-Gi-Oh anime can't be over. There are a lot of really good opportunity for anime to get announced.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's what I like. Even though I don't put much credence in this one, I think the Anirek one actually does have a pretty good shot.
yeah, I mean, again, general anime info program focuses on latest anime news.
That feels promising.
yeah, because latest anime news is not the older shows. I mean, I know
No,
we're
it's
celebrating.
no,
the
but
25
latest
years.
news. That means like something's in development, something's
the
coming.
latest news
and
on the remaster of,
Yeah,
of,
well,
of GX.
And is it specific to
What do you mean? That's the
Konami
new- that's the
and
new.
Yu-Gi-Oh? No, but
right.
it could encapsulate that, and I think that's promising. But what I really think is promising is what we have an established history for, and that's Jump Victory Carnival.
Yeah. And again, Victory World Carnival, or Victory Jump Carnival, excuse me, is
That's-
where
Victory Jump or Jump Victory?
Victory
I thought
Jump.
Jay Bix's Twitter said
Or is it Carnival Victory,
Victory Jump. I thought
Not sure
Jump
I thought it was
Victory.
Victory Jump.
I mean,
Let's check it, let's check it.
he doesn't do English,
Check it.
so you never know.
What have I been saying? I've been saying Victory
I
Jump.
don't know what you've been saying.
You've been saying
What is-
Victory
it's
Jump.
Jump Victory.
Thank
Carnival.
you.
What I say, Jump Victory.
Jump
Carnival.
Victory Carnival.
I can't write it down quick.
I also wrote Victory World Carnival, and I knew that
There was
wasn't
no
right.
world.
You're playing World Carnival. Exact
Right.
world.
Never
So,
in your next job after this one goes down. Do not become a journalist.
Yeah.
I think I'd be a great.
Well, he'd
journalist.
be fine.
He would be
just
great.
need a really good editor.
Yeah,
Just a really
would
good
actually be
editor.
amazing.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I call him John. He can be my editor.
Yeah.
John.
But I know that's a far way, and I don't like that. I don't want the further
Well,
we get without news, the
yes.
more nervous I get. So like waiting till July to hear anything potentially makes me nervous.
Well, here's the thing. We have 3 opportunities. Anime Japan Go Rush is ending, and then the 25th anniversary episode of Anime Reco on April 9th. If we get to April 10th and we have nothing,
Then
it's
July's
like,
the next.
We got to wait 3 months.
Yeah.
And we're entering, and that's why I was so dreadful after night 1 of Jump Festa.
Yeah,
and there were a lot of people
Because there's
here.
no opportunities really.
Right, and there were a lot of people here that even like the next morning and even after the second night where we didn't get anything, they were like, oh, we're going to get something real soon. And like here we are like
Hey,
4 months
hey,
later.
we're not.
And I mean, we have these next like 3 events, but I'm very fearful if we don't get anything here. I mean, what, it's going to be another 3 months, and then we're hoping for one event for something.
So it's getting scarce.
And that's what I mean. It just starts getting scary. It's exciting right now because we have a lot of opportunity, and we have the belief, right? We have the belief that it's not
Yeah, we have,
ending.
we
Come
have,
back
we
a
have a
little bit.
percent of
Yeah.
belief.
Percent of belief that
Yeah.
it's not
Very well.
ending, and
Yeah,
you know,
agreed.
there's events. There's events.
But hey, if that goes south, hey, me and you, we can start watching Fire Force Season 3 and make videos. You think I'm kidding?
There you go, man.
Yeah, I'm kidding. Reviews
we
each
can.
week.
You want to
but
go back
again-
to a 9 to 5?
No, I mean definitely not. But the problem with that again is the manga. The manga tells you
We're
everything
just
that
making
happened.
videos. We're not reading the comments.
People will comment.
I'm not reading the
Well,
comments.
you
Pete's
know-
gonna read them.
But then how do you
It's
create
true.
a community and an engagement with community?
We do.
We'll figure it out.
Because we're gonna do a discussion of all the comments once the season ends.
Yeah, but that might be like end of. Even though I do know how the story ends.
I have an idea.
yeah.
No, we could do. What was the other one? Solo leveling. We could do that.
Yeah, Cal swears by
Cal
it, but
swears
I've
by
heard
solo
very
leveling.
mixed things.
I've heard good things.
But no manga, right?
no
So-
manga, which is rare, but no manga. I've heard
doesn't help.
I've heard mixed things. But
All I'll ask Dylan is before you move to Delaware, please watch My Hero.
I will commit that.
No, he won't.
No, he won't.
No.
I'm committing
He was even hesitant.
Yeah,
in
he was
saying
trying so hard. I can't. And he said I commit that.
I will commit it.
That's not even a sentence. What does I commit mean?
I will commit to doing that.
There we go.
So that's not confirming. He will commit to trying to do it.
No, I have to do
That
it.
was like you being a college athlete. You have all the hats in front of you, and you're committing to one of
And
the
it's
schools.
watching, not
I have
watching.
committed to Auburn,
And he picks the middle.
and then you pick up the hat and you put it on.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, it's a stressful time right now. If
agreed.
you are a fan of the, weekly anime, Chronicles will be fun, but it won't feel the same. I think for a lot of us, although some people who don't care about the weekly anime the Chronicles is exactly what they want.
I'm very interested to read the comments since it's on YouTube, just to see the general perception of what the Yu-Gi-Oh world is thinking about it as it comes out and kind of where they stand in general on
Interested
Yu-Gi-Oh.
to see the viewer numbers too, because
Yeah,
we can see how many
likes and
people are
dislikes.
watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I think it's going to do pretty well, but it is cool that we get to kind of track how they do, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, this episode did really good. Oh, this episode didn't get a lot of views. And I think that will be interesting. And then also, where does it go? Like, we know we're getting Sky Striker. We know we're getting
Albaz.
Albaz. Where does it go after that? Like, what?
I don't know what's the next
lore?
most popular thing.
And I feel like there's so many things they could go into. I feel like World Legacy, I think, and that would take forever. Because I also don't know how deep they're going to get into each of these stories, but
How long they are.
right.
Yeah, we have no idea.
How long is the Sky Striker taken up? 1 month? Is it taking up 3 months? Are these episodes 5 minutes? Are they 20 minutes? There's still a lot, which is crazy because we're like 10 days from April.
Yeah.
There's still a lot that we have no idea for. Now, we do have that Yu-Gi-Oh! Next show next turn, excuse me, that is April 26th.
Yes.
So there's a lot that we could learn, or March 26th, excuse me. There's a lot we probably will learn from that. But yeah, it's very, very interesting.
You go in there,
for
it's
sure.
just, hey, 3-minute episodes once a month, man.
Well, so they already dropped a teaser in Master Duel and it was 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So we know 4 minutes is the minimum, but like
Maybe. That
well-
could be a combination of the 3-minute episodes.
Oh, they dropped the teaser in Master. When was that?
yeah, I reacted to it. It's
Did I miss that video? That video was
they did it
recent.
in February.
Oh, then I saw. Never mind. Okay, that one I watched.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
last month.
It was just so long ago. I just forgot.
Yeah, it was last month, and no, I mean it was. Listen, the animation was beautiful. We knew it would be. There was no voice acting in it, so hopefully in the real version we get voice acting.
Yeah, it's complete. It's a silent film.
Well, the music was great, but I know what you
It was
mean.
confirmed, right?
Silent
Oh,
meaning
yeah,
no voice.
actor.
There
Yeah,
was
yeah.
confirmed voice acting, right?
They did confirm voice acting. We don't know to what extent, but they did confirm voice acting.
That makes me go more and more. It's gonna be like 1 or 2 lines. It's gonna be a lot of just silent film.
I think it'll be a lot of action. Yeah, yeah.
It's gonna be tough.
Well, I think it will be.
We're gonna have to
we're-
study a
we're-
lot of fight choreography before we do those podcasts, so we could really talk in depth about.
I think
What do
it-
you think, Dredge? Right here of move 11,
Yeah,
right?
when-
Like
when-
she's going
when-
to strike for the face.
Right.
Well, this character's clearly studying Krav Maga here. Like you could tell by this.
And this guy's fighting
we're
with
breaking down
with a
thing.
jujitsu marine-like
Yeah.
style, only using his hands though. What do you think about that, Dylan? How would you fight? this?
When Ray went after Rose there, if she swung her sword 90 degrees upward, I think she would have landed the hit. What was going through her mind?
I think she was
We're
trying
getting, like,
for a quick
forensic,
attack,
like-
and in that case, the defense of the Sky Striker was just too much.
At that point, I don't know if the chat would stay with us if we
Guys,
were doing
what
it.
are you
I
talking-
think
I
they
think
would
they'd
be
love
like, "Hey, guys, it's time to back this podcast then."
Yeah, dude. No, it's listen. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be different, and listen, we're here for it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So
Did we do a questions thing this time or no?
I do not think I set up a Q&A,
Probably better. We
so-
never use it, so good.
Yeah, no, we usually do pull a couple from it.
Rarely.
I'll set it up now if you want to read the.
Yeah.
Me?
I've only got 1 on my end. You have 3 on yours. I
Okay,
can't-
let me set up a Q&A.
While you do that, I'll read Entei's $5 donation. Thank you,
you,
Entei.
Entei.
Thank you.
Entei.
The last time I caught a stream was when Dylan owed the crew a steak dinner. Hope you've all been
Yeah.
doing well. Wow.
Okay, I'll go right here because I'm whenever anyone on this podcast says anything, usually we say it half-heartedly, jokingly. I'm the only one when I said something and lost a bet, bought everyone pizza and brought stuff. Dylan
yeah.
does owe a steak dinner. We don't hold him to that because he doesn't even like steak
I
that
thought
much.
we
so.
did something in place
He
of that.
probably did do something for us.
I thought we-
and that's the biggest thing. Is
I think
I'll
we
admit
did
it.
go out somewhere
But that steak dinner and Entei, do you remember that was years ago?
years ago.
Yeah.
That was definitely at my parents' house.
Yeah,
It was,
100%.
for sure.
And I think that may have been even been before you were a
Yeah?
part of the podcast.
I feel like you've definitely said that at some
That
point.
may have been first half of 7.
I'm
Oh,
trying to
wait,
think of what the
wasn't
steak
that
dinner
that
was
was the Evanescence concert then, wasn't it?
I mean, I've taken
Wasn't
you to an
that in
Evanescence concert,
place-
but I also took you guys out
remember
to
you guys
hibachi,
went to the
and you
Evanescence.
got
was,
steak at
yeah.
but
hibachi.
I felt like I thought in place of the steak dinner was the tickets to the
I
show.
think-
I'd be right about
I think
that.
it was.
That's true. Then that's
And even though
That
it
was, like,
wasn't
right before you.
it wasn't a bet on this podcast that it spawned from, but Caliber and I did pay up the Donkey Kong 64 bet
Oh, yeah.
on the Jump Fester stream. So,
Oh,
so we
that's
did
right.
pay the
That's
price
right, you
for
did pay-
losing
that's
you
a
a
good
bet.
did.
point. That's a
So-
good point. That's a good point.
That was a big price to pay.
That was tough.
Yeah.
Thank God for Weird, man.
You know,
Took
what's-
that right
you
off
know
my
what's-
hands.
You know what's going to be great in approximately 2 weeks when Dylan has to eat the second hottest wing in the Buffalo
Oh, it's
Wild Wings
coming.
menu on stream.
Come on.
Unless Otis
the
unmasks.
second hottest.
Yeah, and you're a little nervous because
No, if I
whatever
gave him the hottest, he might actually die.
whatever spoiler you know from what was it 149. You're nervous. You're nervous of that
Clearly,
losing that
he-
bet round.
it hasn't
You're
happened
real
yet.
I'm more nervous about the show than I am.
Oh,
the,
that
I'm the
makes
most
me
nervous
nervous.
here about the show.
Hey,
I've
Dredge
been
and I
in.
have been talking for
Hey,
2 months. Show's
literally.
cooked.
Yeah, the show
we've been
is-
talking about that.
there's a lot. There's a lot. I'd
We
like to
went
say.
into the past with 13 episodes left. It can't end well. There's nothing they can do to
Well,
just prove it to me.
there's external factors. I think,
As
unfortunately.
to why they went in the past.
Do we know that confidently that like things in the studio affected how it went, or
I'm fairly certain. Yeah.
So it's just a
Given-
guess.
Given
You have
the
sources.
information, I don't have sources, but I'm fairly certain there's issues.
I guess we'll dive into that when we
Yeah,
get
we
there.
can't. I'd love to talk about it now. I'd love to get into it, but we can't.
We could.
We could, but you know what? There's probably a lot of people that are watching that also haven't seen
That's
the
fair. All right,
episodes.
hey, for them. Not for
But I'm saying, regardless of the context of the episode, are there things that point you towards issues in studio?
Yes.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll talk after. show.
they like say it like basically like fourth wall breaking. It's just a character turns and they're just
We
like
are not
help.
doing well.
Like we're having a really bad time in studio right now. Please help. And then it goes right back into the Yu-Gi-Oh.
Hey, that was real weird. Like,
Yeah, I was like, what was
no
that?
other character addressed
Is
that?
this guy okay?
Thank you. But no, listen. I can listen. There's nothing I love more than sitting with the boys talking Yu-Gi-Oh.
Love it.
And I can't.
Oh, I love it.
Yu-Gi-Oh. And I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully very soon.
Yeah.
So,
That intro also better come back.
it will. It will.
Well,
For the
it has
final
to be
episode.
a talking Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah,
for
no,
that-
that's
Well,
what
for
I
the
mean.
final episode, it's got to
Yeah,
come
no,
back.
it will. We haven't done many episodes. I think we've only done 2
Yeah.
the new
It's
year.
going to be our final talking Yu-Gi-Oh ever.
Yeah,
So.
there's at most 2 more. At
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
of Crazy Eights.
There's a world
Unless
with
what
none.
you do is you do a one-off, like we discuss the best of moments. Like,
Oh, a
of
retrospective?
Yeah, like one more of like let's talk about all of like talking users like Crazy Eights and like what would you, which apps. And obviously we all do a little research. Maybe we spend some time, but like we think, oh, I remember we did episode 43 when Cal said that, but and we just like
Yeah.
kind of laugh and then the show was going great. And we
That
just
would
have
be
like those
fun.
memories. That could be something.
It'd be
fun.
a nice send off for the.
I'm not.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
I'm not saying for anyone to do this because it would take a lot of work.
All the
But if
best
anyone
moments.
wanted to put a best moments video together for us to like
They'll do.
react to at the end before like you leave here, I think that'd be a lot of
That'd be
fun.
I think that would be
for
fun.
a podcast.
It's a lot of. Well, you
But
know what?
that's a lot of work, so I'm not
Yeah,
putting that
no,
on.
I know.
Elaine has put a lot of clips in
all we have to
self-promote.
do is take 'em and
yeah,
put 'em
videos and
together.
clips.
She's good at what she does.
She is. She is. So.
You know what my bet is? Dak started working on it.
Wow.
Maybe.
If I was a betting man, Dak started working on
Dak
it. Let's
does
see. Did he
it.
write something? Did I catch? Let's see if he wrote it as I said that.
But yeah,
They're
no,
putting
I
pressure on Dak
didn't
now.
do
by
Listen,
saying that.
we will talk about it very soon. But yeah, Entei. It's. I mean, I think that was.
Welcome back.
That may have even been Vrains. I'm
Vrain-
not
and
even
It has to
kidding.
be brains. I
And
just
that-
wonder
and
what
that
we
was
bet about.
2019.
What a year, man.
Yeah, but like that is just insanity to me.
Yeah.
That was a long time
I
ago.
want to know what the bet was about.
Entei, welcome back, man. It is funny too because like I've said this before, but if like Yu-Gi-Oh went back to Master Rule, I think there's a good amount of people that would be returning after 6 years to watch our.
Some
Yeah.
of that
Yeah.
would be good, and some of that wouldn't be great. But
I think I've burned enough bridges where the bad won't.
You've burned a few
return.
bridges.
I have
Yeah.
purposely.
Yeah. Oh, you set them on fire.
Some of those bridges
purposely.
needed to go.
Yes. Yeah.
Like-
listen, they had.
Oh, what about? No.
please.
He was about to. He was
Please.
about to do his Jump Fest in 2019, where he shouted out like 800 people. He was about to do that.
dude.
I mean, you started. That had to have been. I gotta pull that clip.
You do.
That had to have been like a meme.
You got no.
Like
it was real,
at
dude.
one point, you
was real.
had to have been shouting out people that did not exist.
No, they all exist.
No.
Because
also,
the first-
you
the
don't have to
first
pull the clip
three-
if you go to Jump Fest the highlights
Oh, that's
2019.
in there.
It's in there.
That's right. I'm gonna relook it up.
Pull it
the
up.
first 3
They're
or
all
4
real.
names that you say, I knew who they were, and then you started shouting out people where I'm just sitting there like, who the hell is Nick T talking about?
Dude, it's the boys.
He had a crew back
have
then.
you
man.
talked to any of them in the last 5 years?
Maybe a couple.
5 years?
Since 2020.
Oh yeah. Well, I think roughly 5 years ago. Like I think we're talking like in the midst of COVID was when I was talking to many of them.
I will say,
Or that's the midst, the beginning of, and I think once I got more into grad school and life outside of that, I was like, I just can't.
Rush Yu-Gi-Oh really did cut a lot of ties with people. Some great, some not so great, but it did. A lot of people just left. I mean, I remember there was someone who was over for Jump Festa when Sevens was announced, who was by a lot, like very active chatter,
They were
very generous
done.
donator.
Yeah.
They were not happy,
Yeah.
and they said bye to me. That was December 2019. I have not spoken to them since. They have not come by any of my streams, videos. That was 5.5 years ago.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, if Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 was a
Wouldn't be
mass
shocked.
rule show,
Would
That's
not
a
be
different
shocked.
that name
That's
would pop
the
up
reason.
again. That's the thing. That's the funny
No,
thing.
we can't talk. We can't talk about a couple of those people, man. I mean, one of them Barrett ruined.
Yeah.
He ruined
Yeah,
it.
that was
Swan.
the, yeah.
I'm sick
ruined
of
them.
this
Chris-
song.
We know the truth.
Every-
We know what happened.
Every day, I hope Chris Swan returns.
I mean, just
I just hope he's okay.
I love that we can.
I don't. He doesn't need to return. I need him to be okay.
I'm sure he is. I mean, Barrett Letty.
you know, it would be funny if he came
number
back
on
and
him.
like that legitimately offended him.
Like,
that
and he was
was
like,
the
"Hey,
reason.
like,
I think it did.
I had to take a break for a while. Like that guy you had on the channel, he really just kind of he ruined it for me. It
How
really offended me."
insane would that be, dude?
And you're out there just apologizing in the middle of
I-
one of your streams.
Let's be honest, Dill. If it was he like a prominent person or someone random?
he was an
No, he
Egyptian
was-
god.
he was an
dude.
Egyptian
then
god.
I will guarantee you that's what did.
Did he cancel right after that?
It was like 2 days later.
Oh
Yes,
my
that-
god!
Yeah.
It might
It
have
was
been
that.
Barrett's fault.
He was given
then.
$100 a month.
But again,
Well, also no, there were
Chris
circumstances
Swan,
that
I'm singing you this song.
Yeah.
Thank you for the $5, sir. Hey, Chris, how about 5 more?
That'd make me
I,
leave too.
I snap called and said, no, Chris.
Doesn't
thank-
matter.
Not enough.
It
And that
Barrett
was the
said
end
it.
for Chris.
Doesn't
I
matter.
just think that's a crazy reaction. And Chris seemed way more level-headed. I had spoken to him,
Yeah.
so I don't think that was.
And then
it.
he was just
Like,
gone. There was
I
no
will
other word.
guarantee-
But what else?
I hope
could it
he.
have been?
I hope he's doing well wherever he is.
That's one of the. He
and I
doesn't-
do hope he returns
No,
at some point.
I fully agree. And like, he doesn't even realize it. That he is one of the greatest mysteries of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything.
And
lore.
he was a staple of the Brains era. He literally was. He was by all the
He was by
podcasts.
all of them,
and
yeah.
then one day he just disappeared.
He just vanished, dude.
because of Barrett Letty.
I mean, it could have been. It absolutely could have been because of
no.
Barrett.
It's almost
Hey,
80% or more.
I'd venture to guess that, and I mean with the most love in my
no.
heart, that would not be the first time Barrett has rubbed somebody the wrong way.
yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
I love
Oh,
that
Barrett's
man,
hilarious,
but oh
yeah.
my god,
my
he definitely.
my parents and Ivria's parents said their favorite part of Jump Festa was the Barrett Letty moment.
It was so good.
So like the people that
He's
the
a
one where you're
character.
down in the dumps and he just sprays the money gun.
I mean, I think it was more
It's a
like the
classic.
impressions that
the
he did,
impressions were
but-
good. He's a legend. I mean, he really is
Yeah,
the best.
He's
But it's just,
hey, your buddy Lubby.
oh, dude, the
I love that guy, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. Listen, there's a lot of names. Entei, but that's why we're going down memory lane here. Remember, I pulled everybody who donated and super chatted from like the last Vrains episode we did, and like some of those names, they all rung a bell to us.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I haven't spoken to these people in 5 years.
You did that recently. I think me and you were on a call or something. And you were
Yes.
like, and you went one by one. You're like, hey, do you remember this one? And I remembered like 85%.
There were a couple
of them.
you remember
but
that
there
I
was
didn't.
there was a couple I remember, and then there was a couple you remember. Where I was like, I do not remember that person at all.
Yeah, yeah, it's wild. And then there's been like newer people that have been absolutely incredible. I mean, I
Yeah.
could name a bunch off the top of my head. JR and
They're all
Delayed.
here.
JR and Delayed come to mind right
Oh.
away.
That delay guy, man.
They're both incredible,
my.
and there's been people that have been here like the whole time, like Alex V, Shadow
Yeah.
Realm Z, Dak, and I could name Kevin. I could name off, Colin. I could just keep
How have
naming.
these people lasted this long? Just
Yeah,
doing
I-
us?
Well, no. The real question: how have we been friends with him for this long?
Okay, I mean those are
That's-
two totally different questions.
One at a time. One at a time.
Pretty
Ladies and
similar.
gentlemen of the press, one at a time.
No, really. Whether you're new here or whether you've been here for like 8, 9, 10 years, seriously, thank you so much.
Lots
And
of
you know what?
therapy.
Shout out to the people that were also here from like 2017 to 2020 or 21 to 23.
Yeah.
Like everybody's played a role in getting this channel to where it
They
is.
literally
And so
have.
even for the people that have dropped this channel from their life, Like, thank you for making it a part of
Oh,
your
I mean, yeah.
seriously.
No,
What
we're
a
gonna,
lovely
we're gonna wish Peep bad on people that don't watch anymore.
And what a lovely
Y'all
statement followed
suck.
by two of the longest people that have been here in Shadowrun going, lots of therapy as an answer. And Janeth going, I needed to kill time. So
Yeah, you know what, if that's not
the chat right there, I don't know what it is.
Wow.
That is funny.
Yeah, we've had a lot of friends through this community.
Yeah, it's been amazing. And listen, we're gonna have a lot more amazing
Oh,
memories.
absolutely.
I always said this really like cheeky line where, for 10 years, it always really hit. People were like, "Whoa, that's a great line."
Let me hear this.
guys,
As
selling out his
as
line.
long as the Yu-Gi-Oh anime goes, Yu-Gi-Oh everything will go too. And I'd say that, and people were like, "Oh wow, this guy's not
Hey.
going anywhere."
No more you.
Hey, man.
Well,
Plymouth Insurance.
even though
Yeah, now I got to think of a different line because now we're.
I didn't mean to hide that.
why'd you do that?
Dark Emperor J,
Look.
thank you for the $2
Can't
donation. Let's start off with a bang. I watched a video on Emmy Richu channel where they give their hot food takes. What are some of your hot food takes? Boneless or bone-in chicken? Most overrated foods, give it to us. Well, that's like a 3-for-1 question, Dark
All right,
Emperor.
start one at a time.
Thank you so much. Well, very quickly, boneless or bone-in? I'm going boneless.
Boneless.
So
They're two different
I'll make the-
experiences.
I got you. So if you're in the mood for wings, you're eating bone and wings. If you want chicken nuggets, it's boneless. Now, don't get me wrong. For bang for your buck, you should always get boneless wings, right? If money is an object, why would you get chicken wings when there's less meat on them? You get less filled than boneless wings. What are the two of you laughing at?
I was hoping we were just saying.
we were going for the snap call.
Nah.
No,
That's what we were looking
no,
for.
snap
that's a
call.
nuanced question.
But in truth, my answer is still boneless wings. But
Yeah, I'm also saying boneless, but
Yeah.
a bone-in is a different meal.
Why are you so mad, bro?
No, I'm not mad. I'm giggling.
Why do you think it was gonna be quick answers?
Hot food takes.
Dylan doesn't eat hot food.
Yeah.
Well, no. I think
His
like
hot
Just-
take
just-
is that range
yeah.
is hot. Like
hot food takes.
Oh, mine's super easy.
What is it?
I hate peanut butter, and
that is
Yeah.
hot.
I
not hot food.
yeah,
Oh.
I think it's like your hot take.
Yeah, I thought I was
Yeah,
thinking hot.
no,
food
not like
take.
spicy.
Yeah.
No, I hate
Yeah,
peanut
you hate
butter.
peanut butter. I forgot about
most
that.
people are against me on that. I found a few people over the years that agree with me, but I've never liked it. The smell of it makes me nauseous. Not about it.
That is a hot.
I had
hot take.
jelly sandwiches as a kid, not peanut butter.
jelly and fluff.
Personally,
Just-
that's
this is
nasty.
this can be crazy. Ready for this one? I think Nutella's way overrated.
Wow,
That is a crazy.
That's,
one, too.
I
that's a crazy
just-
take. It's a crazy take.
I'm a peanut butter guy though, so like
That's
I
true.
just
No,
don't
that's true.
need the Nutella. But yeah,
Caliber doesn't like chocolate at all.
Caliber's
Gotta get rid of that guy.
Caliber's
Sorry, that
guy's gotta go.
Execution. I don't.
What?
All right, what is yours?
Yeah.
I don't even know if I have that many hot food takes, but I'm gonna say like as an Italian, this puts me on the cross usually, and that's I don't like eggplant.
Oh my god.
I mean that's
I don't either.
The only
I
way
like
I like
eggplant,
it is
though.
when it's like fried. Like I'll take like fried eggplant.
my
like sticks.
grandmother is
But
rolling over.
I know,
man.
yeah.
Yeah,
if
it
I
is-
said
it
it
is
to like
an
other like
anti-Italian
yeah,
thing.
they're like
You'd be
what you
exiled.
they're like how are you
You'd be excommunicated.
I would be
Yeah,
excommunicated.
you got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
My odd food take, I suppose, would be I like my cheese moldy. Blue cheese is, I think, the best cheese there is.
I think blue
The
cheese.
way
great.
you
Yeah.
introduce that.
wait.
Yeah, but I don't like. I
No,
don't like the way you
no,
introduce
because
that.
I'm gonna end him.
Yeah.
When have you ever went to the store and not got blue cheese dressing and actually got a chunk of blue cheese and ate it?
Vree.
Reese made you eat blue cheese.
Absolutely. No, not made me. Even back at my parents' house, I would have blue cheese often.
I feel like I've only ever seen
By
the blue
itself?
cheese dressing.
No, usually I'll have it with like some crackers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were having.
I've never
eating-
seen you do
I
that.
not
won't
eating
lie to you.
blocks.
I've never seen you eat like blue cheese.
Well, but that's like more of a snack. Like when
yeah,
you know,
we've snacked.
We've
We've
seen-
been
we've
together.
seen
when
you
we
eat a ton of
snack,
snacks.
We're going hard. Like
Fair. All right. I'm not, you don't want to waste time, so there you go. You're okay.
All
fine.
right, Dark
Gotcha.
Emperor. Thank you so much. Another $2 donation. What was the most shocking betrayal in anime? I don't think I've watched enough anime to give a.
Oh my-
good
I
answer
can't- I-
here.
I-
Yours is AOT.
Yeah, I don't
And
want
I've
to
seen-
see.
Yeah,
I've-
yeah.
I've seen
I might
that
watch
scene.
that, so don't
Did you watch
spoil
that?
that. No, I might
You
watch
gotta-
that
please
show,
watch
so
it.
so don't
I've
spoil that.
seen that scene.
I'd
it's a
argue
great
it's
scene.
it's a top 3 greatest betrayal of all time.
It's a great
and
scene.
if someone would like to
Yeah.
argue with me, go to my DMs. I'll do it for hours.
It's a great scene.
It's
I know the
beautiful.
one you're
Yeah,
talking
I don't know
Oh
if
my
I've watched enough anime to really.
Yeah, that's
suffice
not,
for
even-
that.
not even close. It's not. It's like
Not to spoil them, but I think in Yu-Gi-Oh, the greatest one was probably the Zexal one.
Zexal
I mean,
one?
I don't
Okay,
need to
cool.
get
Yes,
into the
yeah,
details.
that's
yeah,
how you-
don't tell us
I'm
that
excited
one.
for
But
that.
that was
Now that makes
was
me
really
more excited
cool.
for that.
Yeah,
now.
that was really cool. I thought. But
trying to think
wouldn't,
in
I wouldn't call
general.
it the greatest in anime. I mean, I just haven't seen enough.
Outside of anime, I'm trying to think of greatest betrayals, like things you didn't see coming.
Obi-Wan to Anakin.
Okay,
Obi-Wan
that's
and-
literally not a betrayal at all. I mean,
If
wait,
anyone betrayed anybody, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around, if you can say it, and everyone saw that coming.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, think about it. Think about it. We'll get back to that. Dark Emperor, thank you for the donation. Big Sis Basketball Hoop. Wow.
Oh, she's back.
Thank you for the $2
Welcome
donation.
back.
Hey, this is Kago Tamako
Hey.
taking money from Mitsuko's wallet to ask a question. Is the new podcast hiring? I'm willing to do nothing if you're willing to pay for my non-labor. That's a very good in-character donation.
Was
Yeah.
well said.
Yeah.
So the answer is hell no.
Well, you don't want to hire a 10-foot tall woman to just kind of stand behind us and
Oh, then yes.
I don't know.
feel like our,
that
our
might make
numbers
me
would spike.
Yeah, but that also might make me like uncomfortable. She's just standing back
Well,
there.
10-foot tall. Oh yeah, she'd have to.
She could literally like kill you at any point.
She'd have to crouch because that's 8 feet and that's at ceiling.
Unless your new place has a massive ceiling.
No,
you're
no,
living
no.
in a mansion.
Absolutely not.
I mean,
My new place has high ceilings.
oh really?
Yeah.
I love high ceilings.
You should look for that.
High ceilings is like the pinky out,
Yeah.
sipping tea.
That's definitely
my,
it,
My my in-laws, their house has high ceilings too. I love it. I love their I love high ceilings.
Yeah.
I've never lived in a house that has high
You could change that.
You've
See
lived
the
in some
change
nice
you wanna see.
places.
So
though.
you're very passionate about high ceilings.
I love high ceilings. I think they're wonderful.
Your parents' place had
no, they didn't.
the
They-
foyer did.
Oh, like
Yeah.
when you walked in.
It was
yeah,
pretty huge.
But that was just.
It's just because there was no
small area.
ceiling there.
Yeah.
It just went all the way up.
Yeah, that was a very small area. I'm talking about I'm talking about you're sitting in the main room and you're looking up and you got to like squint your eyes to see like the ceiling.
Have you ever thought have you ever
Oh.
thought about maybe like the next place you get is just like an old rundown like chapel?
No,
Maybe so you could just look up at the top of the steeple.
you know-
Maybe that's what you're looking for.
no, I'm not looking for an old rundown chapel. I'm not looking for a farm. I will, I will be in a very standard.
Well, the farm is
basic-
coming. Farmer Dillard.
No, I'm going to be
Farmer
in a
Dill.
standard basic house.
I don't know if you will.
Very standard.
Name.
There'll be
Yeah.
something interesting. They'll like for some reason there'll be like a historic like battlefield cannon
the
on your
one,
lawn.
The one thing I've always wanted in my house is a secret room. I think that would be the coolest.
No,
thing.
you don't need that.
That would be the
No,
coolest
you don't need that.
thing.
You don't need that.
Like you pull a bookshelf
Yeah.
and
You of all people do not need a bat cave. You do not need that.
He doesn't.
that's where I can get my editing done. You close the door. You have a nice space heater in there, so it gets nice and warm.
But you wouldn't do editing in there, and if you did editing, it would have to do with like GTA nights. It would have nothing to do with the channel whatsoever. No.
well, I'd unveil it at a
we
GTA
haven't done a
night.
GTA, a real.
we gotta do
Oh, we
one.
gotta do one more real.
We'll do one more banger.
like
before
May,
we
like
leave.
end of May.
Yeah,
We'll do one real.
Yeah,
one.
we'll do one.
Nick T's getting drunk there.
Of
Oh, I'm
course.
getting
I'd be insulted if he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Big Sis. We will, of course, be unveiling the new podcast. Probably after these donations, I'll give you guys a rundown of the vision for the Wednesday night streams, because obviously these Wednesday night streams have been here for a long time, and just because Go Rush is ending and we don't have another show does not mean that we are not going to bring you the content on Wednesday nights. I'm very excited to unveil the podcast. Alex V, this is a super chat. Do you want to read it? You read it.
I can read it. Yeah.
Thank you,
Alex V.
Alex.
Crew should react to MD Sky Striker animations.
Yeah, I mean, so Judger, you've seen it already because you
Yeah,
said you watched my
they're pretty
video.
cool.
It's not a bad idea, Alex. I think
Yeah.
maybe if like next week the episodes still aren't out, we could do that.
Not a bad idea.
I think that's a pretty good idea. Yeah, I mean the animations
Oh,
are.
I say yeah, like I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be in Costa Rica. So.
Oh, thank you for the heads up. Okay.
Yeah.
Costa Rica. Wow.
Yeah.
Do you have your
He
passport?
mentioned that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He mentioned it recently.
He did.
Oh, it might have been at
At
DJ's.
Oh,
It
yeah.
might be
Costa
before he-
Rica is near Puerto Rico.
It's gonna be good.
No.
Costa Rica.
No. Let it go.
Just
Where is
we're
it?
gonna be all night.
Exactly.
Costa Rica, I think, is in South America or Central America.
Okay, the second one.
It's in Central America.
Okay.
And I think it's near like Honduras
Okay.
He's not
and
far.
Guatemala
It's not terrible.
in that area.
Yeah, I mean, there's only like 6 countries in Central America. so-
Peru. That's not one.
No, that's not Peru. You were
We were
good.
doing, you should have just. It's one of those where you should have just cut it
Nicaragua-
off.
It's right next to
That's
Nicaragua.
tough too, because as soon as I said it, I knew I screwed
you
up.
got it.
As
Honestly,
soon as
the
I said
Honduras
it.
one, we'll let it go. We'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah,
take it.
I like
Okay.
that. No, yeah, good job.
Costa Rica, though, beautiful. I've heard.
Yeah, I'm really
Very
excited to
beautiful.
go.
A lot of people, I remember years ago, they would just move to Costa Rica. Like a lot of my dad's like former work buddies, they're like, "Yeah, retired, just going to Costa Rica, and I was like,
I'm sure cost of living down there.
but
is
it
pretty,
was nothing. It was cheap as anything.
Where are you staying?
Her dad, Nick's dad, is renting like a nice like apartment and staying there for like about a month. And
Drop the Addy.
putting us up there.
Yeah, drop the alley.
You're not choosing a Hilton.
No.
Okay,
Dylan,
that was my
are
question.
there Hiltons in Costa Rica?
Absolutely.
I think
How many?
Hilton is
Yeah.
every. Actually,
there's 4.
you asked that question, and we looked up that random Central Asian country that I wanted to go to that no one wanted
And
to
there
join
were
me on,
none.
Laos?
and there was a
No, there
5-star Hilton in the capital.
Wait, which one? Was
It's
it?
like a country that's under war, so it was some crazy.
Okay, it was not. It's
one
not
night.
under war. Okay,
Which country?
I forget what it was called, but it was.
It was like
uh,
if you walk in the street with it was really. I can't even talk about it. It was bad.
Cambodia?
no,
No,
we don't talk
no.
about Cambodia.
Cambodia's not real.
Oh, it's real.
No, it's very real. It's very real.
All right, next donut. We
Okay,
can't. We're
Alex,
off
thank you so much. Jarek, thank you for the $2 donation. Could we get a recap of all the bets placed on events in Go Rush that still need to play
Wow.
out before the show ends? Jarek,
Lord.
thank you for the donation. That would definitely be
Main
some work,
one.
but you know what? I think, honestly, if we asked Delane, she probably could rattle them off very quickly.
I mean, the main
Exactly.
one that I know is off.
The main one I know, Jarek, is the one that Dredger and
Myself
I have,
and
and
Dak.
Dak,
Yeah,
Dak,
and Dak.
where if Otis unmasks
Before the show ends.
before the
This
show ends, then me, Dredger, and Dak have to play
On the
online. It'll be
N64.
streamed. It'll be streamed for
Oh,
all
we're
of you.
doing a 30 turn?
No, it'll be a 50 turn because it's an N64 game.
Oh, I got it down.
Yes, you have to get that pass.
Yeah.
A Mario Party 2 or Mario Party 3 50 turn game. It will be streamed.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like a blast.
Where they cannot say a single negative thing about
Oh, that
me.
doesn't sound like a blast.
That's the part that makes it brutal.
Yeah.
And if he does not unmask, then I have to eat the second
hottest wing in Buffalo
on-
Wild Wings.
Yeah, that's good. And I'll do that on stream. So no matter what, something will get
So-
streamed.
there will
Which
be
Buffalo
content.
Wild Wings?
What?
Which Buffalo Wild Wings?
I mean, which one, like specifically?
Yeah, which one are we going to?
habanero.
Oh no, we're
Gotta
gonna
go above
we're,
habanero.
no, I think it's the second hottest is like
no, like where?
I don't know where he's gonna do it on. I'm gonna get the wings from Buffalo Wild and
I'm
bring
doing
he's
it
gonna do
here. That's
Is
gonna
there?
be
I'm
tough.
saying, is there a Buffalo Wild Wings still nearby?
Just
Isn't the one in the
Eatontown.
mall? Isn't the,
Eatontown's still there. Did
It
you
is?
just spill half your water on your shirt?
I spilled a little bit. Yeah.
are we sure it's still there? I
It's
thought.
still there.
Yeah, it is. I went there
Okay,
recently. Yeah.
okay. Because that thing's in shambles.
Oh, it's
over
awful.
there, yeah.
So that's
that,
what-
that mall is just I don't know what the.
Well, they're
That's-
breaking it down. They're
It's gonna be
destroying
apartments.
it.
Yeah,
More-
that's
more,
one of the biggest
condos,
bets. But I'll check with Elaine, Jarek. I think that, to my knowledge, I think that's the only pending bet that's
There's
still
probably
left.
more that we all yapped about. But
Then sometimes
could
she
be.
posts a clip, and I'm like, I don't even remember saying that.
Yeah, but no, you know what? If I
Yeah.
said it, I will.
I say
honor
a lot
it.
of things I don't remember.
If I said it, I will honor it.
And also the country, by the way, I looked up Tajikistan.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. How
what
do
it
you
was.
even?
TZAK and then Stan.
So if anyone wants to join me on my world traveling,
That's Ezekiel.
Probably saying thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I hope someday to be considered a long-time fan. Probably saying you have already done so much for me in terms
Shane.
of supporting donations, super chats. Seriously, if somebody donates or super chats, I almost never forget them. Even if it's just like 1 or 2 times, and I'm serious about that. Even if it's been like 7-8 years. But no, whether you've been here for a long time or whether you've been here for just like a couple weeks or a month or a year. Listen, I'm very, very equally as thankful for all of you, especially for those that choose to support me in that type of way, because I can't tell you how much it means to me, how much it helps out this channel and this production. So thank you, probably saying, for everything you've done. I do consider you an integral part of the channel, and thank you for helping me with a lot of those older video games. But thank you so much, Zane.
damn it, I forgot about that one, Elaine.
Ooh, if Otis is a future Yuga, Pete has to cosplay as Otis, and Dylan has to cosplay as a character he hates.
I'm making you dress as Hunt.
Oh, that's that. Or
I'm making you dress as Hunt.
I don't know why I'm worried. They're not gonna pull the trigger on it.
There's no time.
Yeah. Unless they
But
already
honestly,
have.
I would be
But thank you,
happy
Elaine.
doing that because I predicted that in episode 1 of 7.
Yeah.
So I'd actually be happy.
I'd
doing
be
that.
happy with it too because I actually would be fine if that is the
You
Otis
dressed
character.
as Hunt for a whole episode.
Remember when I dyed my hair blue for Luke?
That was
Yes.
sick, actually.
That was me
Yes.
spraying it blue, was it not?
Yeah. Well.
No, I think my mom.
Yeah, I think it was- I think it was- yeah, I think it was
Pop
Kathy.
Style, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Was it?
Yeah,
Pop, or
I
did
dyed
you-
it blue because he beat Roa, and at that point, I didn't think he was losing a duel. I was like, he's just the greatest to ever do
You
it.
committed.
I mean, he
The
did. He
greatest
did
to
it
ever
until
do it.
the end of the
He
show.
was the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Kevin, thank you for the $8 Australian super chat. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, a little random, but we learned yesterday Dylan's never heard of Doraemon before. Please tell me the rest of the crew also doesn't live under a rock.
Doraemon's from Digimon.
No,
Oh,
it's
no
not.
clue.
Yeah,
I
have
honestly,
heard-
I
I've
live
never
under
heard
a
of it.
rock.
It's an
Never heard of
iconic
it.
Japanese character. I haven't watched or
Do I live in
consumed any
Japan?
media, but
Pokemon.
it is pretty widely. He's
It could
pretty
be
widely
why
known.
it seemed pretty popular. I've just never heard of it.
That
That you've seen this guy. Yeah.
it's a clock cat.
I
What?
will say
Never in my life.
I have
No.
seen it.
No.
Never in
I
my
have
life.
seen it,
Nope.
but I never knew what it was.
I bet you if you asked someone in Japan about some bar stuff, they'd have no clue.
Yeah, I live in the Western
SpongeBob.
world, and that's
I think
awesome.
most
No,
people in
he's very
Japan would know
popular.
SpongeBob.
It's also for those people.
I
I
don't know
don't know
comparison
that.
of how important this character is to compare SpongeBob. I don't know the comparison.
Oh,
I think
SpongeBob's
SpongeBob's
SpongeBob.
Yeah.
That's my point. I don't know how huge this thing is.
Apparently,
it
he's,
is very-
apparently
Three
he's
of us
massive.
didn't know.
Not a clue.
Right, but we're also like you know.
Uncouth. Yeah.
When did
Yeah.
this come out? Wait, click, go back.
I think it's the-
Doraemon.
He wanted to say uncivilized.
When
too.
did this? When did that show come out? If
think
it was
it's
like
the
when we were
90s.
kids, it makes sense. If it's when we're older, of course we're not gonna know.
I think it was the 90s. Anyway, the reason that came up is because I asked, like, what anime are still doing weekly running shows without taking breaks? Like, Pokemon was the only one I can think of. This is another one that fits that.
No, it started in 1974.
Yeah.
We weren't even the afterthought.
Right, but like the Flintstones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's American classic.
you're gonna compare. it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've seen this thing before, so I get the point that it is
But you
a
didn't know who it
cultural
was.
icon. I've never heard the name.
Also,
correct.
you apparently owe us a cake for Yumu getting 8 or more wins.
I do owe a cake, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. What kind of
So,
cake?
I like how Elaine just literally
Well,
went.
yeah,
to
what
work.
kind of cake are we
Credit
getting?
to you,
Elaine's
Elaine,
right.
just going
Um,
right to
We'll do the
point.
cake next week.
No, what kind of cake?
I don't know, carrot cake.
No, I don't like carrot cake. What about red velvet cake?
Red
Red
Velvet's
Velvet's
good.
fine.
Red
I'm
Velvet's
cool with
good.
that.
She
I
seems
can-
I
like
rock
she'd
with that.
enjoy a red
Dude, go to
velvet.
Nothing Bun Cakes.
I'm gonna go to.
Hey, they're
Shop.
really good. I just had
I'm gonna
cake.
go to
I
You're
just
gonna go to
had cake from-
ShopRite? That's we have to eat
Go to
ShopRite
Costco.
cake.
No,
At
the
least go to
bakery's good. The
Costco.
bakery's good.
Costco got a nice chocolatey cake.
I'm getting red
Caliber
velvet.
won't eat it though.
I'll go to Costco.
Okay,
They keep
works.
the cost low.
You got him.
Whoa.
You get
Yeah.
5 big
What was
booms
that?
at Costco.
No.
Boom. Okay, Kevin, thank
You
you.
set them up. You had to.
Kevin, thank you for the super chat. We got 2 more here, and then I'm going to talk about the schedule for the upcoming Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Very, very excited to share with you guys.
Yes. We have $2 from Light Dragon.
Thank you, Light Dragon. Great
Thank
to hear from you.
Would you live in a Yu-Gi-Oh anime?
Hell yeah.
Oh, that depends on what anime. If I'm in
Hell
like
yeah.
Arc 5 where some of those worlds are getting torched, probably not.
I
Doesn't
like
seem
it.
like
I'd
fun.
live
I'm
in the
big-
tops in 5Ds. I think that would
Of
be
course you
okay.
would. Yeah, of course you would. Looking down on everyone like you
There's
already do.
not a
Well, I wouldn't look down on
There's
people.
not a single Yu-Gi-Oh show world that I've watched that I wouldn't live in. I live in all of them.
Wow, that's crazy. There's
I
only
don't-
one
I
that
don't
I
know,
would.
man.
I'm
Watch
worried.
Dark
It's some dark moments in Arc
Okay.
5.
Put me at sevens.
No, I said what that I've watched. That I've
Yeah.
watched. That
Yeah,
I've
actually,
watched.
I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, Go Rush is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
if
put
you
me
lived
in
lots of
sevens.
the
I'm
town.
Yeah, but
chilling.
Dredge, what if you lived outside of Neo Domino City in 5Ds? That seems like a terrible life. Like,
I'm gonna make it work.
you're out there with
Good.
Rally, just
Hell yeah.
starving. Like,
I'm gonna
don't
do
wanna-
what you
you-
say, did.
hey.
Build up my D wheel and go challenge.
You don't
yeah.
want to hang out with Rally.
okay, first of all, your slander for Rally is insane.
Space
Yeah.
Cowgirl's gonna come
Leave
in.
Rally
Shit,
alone.
dude.
She's not here, is she?
Yeah, wait,
Yeah,
why
she
did you
is.
say you don't want to hang out with
No,
those
boy.
people? That's crazy.
Yeah, what?
Why'd you say you don't want to hang out with those people? That's crazy.
I don't want to hang out with Rally.
The pores? Like, that's nuts.
That's absolutely not what I said.
Oh.
No, I would not want to hang out with Rally. But I
There's some bad parts of Yu-Gi-Oh, man.
there are some bad parts. I mean, GX, even if you're on that island, dude, darkness is gonna come for your soul. Like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna outduel him. Why are you so
we
worried?
have to be realistic.
No.
I play Master. I actually
We're-
play.
no, we're not.
Of course.
I'm telling you right now,
Wait,
I'll be a regular student in the school. The amount of times a day I would hear "throw up out the boy," I'd jump off the cliff like the
Yeah,
tennis guy.
Kronos is
I
your teacher.
can't
Yo,
do
Mom,
it, man.
I need, please, pull me
Yeah, we
out.
got to get me a boat. I got to get out of here.
I mean, you're gonna pull what the tennis guy did at the end of the
That's
day.
what I
Hey,
said. Yeah.
all I'm gonna say is, out of the people at this table who have dueled each other, I'm the only one that has a winning record.
Sure, and that's
There
fair.
was one duel.
Yeah,
You're right.
and that's why. That's
You're
why.
absolutely right.
And that's why I would live in sevens. I'm hanging out. I'm getting sushi.
Sevens is fine.
No,
yeah,
great,
ramen from that ramen
The
Menzaburo.
but
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, sevens actually might not be a bad world.
You walk in, dude.
Yeah.
Think about this. And Menzaburo is making your ramen. Sushi Ko's rolling your sushi rolls.
pretty good life.
And that's your lunch every day.
And
during
like
your
I
9
work
to
my
5
nine.
at Gohan.
I work my 9 to
Yeah.
5 at
Well, see,
Gohan.
that's your-
Mimi's my
He's your
boss.
boss.
You're wasting-
Exactly.
you're
It's
wasting
perfect.
money.
You can do whatever you want. Yeah, it's
You're
Yeah.
wasting money getting lunch every day. Bring lunch.
Well, I have a connection. Like they're my friends.
Oh,
I'm getting at a discount.
okay.
Now you live in the world of Reigns. I mean, I got the Knights of
Dude,
Hanoi
no
blowing
Reigns.
up places
If you
every
don't-
day.
My friends
you
are
don't-
having their brain, their soul sucked out of their
Yeah,
body.
nah,
If
I'm not
you
doing it.
don't go into the Vrains, it's probably okay as long as you're not a victim of the another
I-
virus.
I'm gonna be
I
doing
think
physical
I think
therapy.
even
I don't know what you guys are worried
outside
about.
of the Vrains in the real world, it's dangerous.
talking
I'm not
about?
chilling there.
Yeah, the real world's not too bad.
There was,
Density's not
there was
too bad.
AI trying to destroy the world.
That's true. In
I'm
one
not trying to
reality,
live.
he did.
Yeah, I'm not trying to live there.
In one reality, yeah, Yusaka
I
got
would
shot
be
with
doing
a tank.
physical therapy. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going into the Reigns. I'm just planning on doing physical therapy.
Yeah, right. What if you go into the Vrains
He's
and
just
it's
stretching some people.
But I'm
out.
not.
It's the no, but what if you go into Vrain's world like you're in Dent City and it's the version that the writers originally had in mind?
Yeah.
Where humans all get wiped out.
Oh, then I get wiped out. That's fine. Been a good run.
You don't think you'd be able to stand up to the AI control?
No.
No.
Oh
not
no,
chance.
you
What?
can't. So see,
Lightning
here's the
is
thing.
cooking me.
Now GX,
Bro's
I feel like
talking Tiananmen
darkness.
Square, stand up to the
Darkness is
tanks.
good, but not great.
Darkness,
If
but
I had to
darkness
duel
gets
an-
into your mind.
But if I had to duel an AI, I'm screwed.
Stand up to the tanks. Who are you talking about?
shit.
What in a 5Ds?
Yeah, no, he's saying in Vrains,
Yeah.
stand up to the tanks.
Wait, what tanks?
When they
In that alternate world, you
Where the
saw
AI
Oh no,
people
I
was
stand
said
up to the
I said I'd be
tank.
screwed. I just said
No,
I'd
I
be
say what he
screwed.
said,
Yeah.
but he's like, yeah, he wouldn't stand up, take a stand against the tank.
I got the tank. Hell
The
yeah.
tanks.
The AI controlled.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you'd be absolutely cooked, dude.
So that's the problem with Vrains.
For
I
some
still would
reason,
go there.
I picture Dredge you as the physical therapist in that world, and like Kusanagi just comes to you for treatments.
Yeah.
So you get
You
the
can
story
hand
of
me
what
the
is
hot dogs.
going on
Yeah.
just through
That's
him
great.
coming
He's
there.
got like a sore, yeah.
Well, no,
great.
it.
No,
Oh,
a
okay.
sword.
I don't like that implication.
No, he
but
just has
he's
this-
he's typing all the time. He's gonna get carpal tunnel.
Oh, right. That's,
I'm checking out
yes.
his wrists, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Light Dragon, I want to thank you so much for
What
the
a
donation and the
question. What a
question.
question.
That was
Probably saying thank you for the $2 super chat.
Thank you.
What Yu-Gi-Oh character would you be for a month?
Oh boy.
For a month? Oh God.
You have to choose what.
Kotidi's father.
Why?
Why?
Because of Kotidi's mother.
Why is
Because
that?
of Kotidi's mother.
Hey, that's crazy. I thought you were really gonna say you were gonna work in the infirmary in GX. That's why I thought you were going.
Wow.
Oh yeah, random like
No, you're
male
a pick.
nurse.
You're
Okay,
a pick.
I picked. All right.
Where would
What you get ready for a month?
I snapped.
I know? That's insane.
Dude, that's
That was
crazy.
better than me. Usually, it's a good snap call.
That's insane.
For 1 month.
Man.
I might be Akira,
Of course.
but not for the reason you're thinking of.
No, he's a leader.
Nope.
Makes a lot of money.
Nope.
Emma Bessa.
There you
I
go.
don't know if they're on at that point.
I have 1
Could
month.
be back on. We don't know what
My
happens.
my
Oh,
Riz.
yeah,
wait. My Riz 1 month. Tap.
Him and Emma,
Done.
things are happening, man.
Hey, that's
Okay.
easy.
They're happening.
1 month. Me and Emma. Oh,
It's over.
oh man, the things.
I think it would just be fun to be Yugi.
You
I
would
really
be
do.
sick. That's a good
Like for a
answer.
month, just chilling around.
and you have the Pharaoh in
I got the Pharaoh. Well, I just got the Pharaoh. I'd be cool. Just talk to
Yeah.
someone all the time.
No, that
I'm
is
in
cool.
danger. He's right there to back me up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, no, that,
pretty
that
good
makes
world.
sense. I like that.
I like how Dylan tried to play leader. You know, he's all money.
Yeah, that
Dude.
snap call was
I'm
insane.
gonna say Roa. Yeah, I'm a kid, but I'm a rock star.
Oh, so you just like throwing women against windows? That's what you like to do.
Well,
No,
no,
I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not
All
gonna.
right.
He wouldn't have to do that. He gets the glory, but he still has the choices.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're just trying to be out there singing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I like that. Good answers and great questions. Zane.
question.
Zane always asks good hypothetical questions.
Yes.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys all for being here. We ran the poll. Do you think Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 will be announced this year? Yes, 75%. No, 25%. So
Oh, wow.
right now, a quarter of people
Like
do
that.
not believe we're getting another show
This year.
This year.
I
announced.
also want to get Shadow Clan checked in the chat. He said Darkness or I for me for a month. I want to get that man checked in the chat.
Yeah,
There's
guys.
something going on there.
Darkness is like Satan.
Yeah, there's something going on there. I want that checked immediately.
Hang on, I'm going to refill my bottle, and then I'm going to
Refill it.
unveil the new schedule that you can look forward to starting next month here for the Wednesday night stream. So I will be right back.
Wow.
Space Cowgirl said, just shocked Dylan didn't say Jack Alice so he could drown a child.
Yeah.
That's a wild comment.
That was.
I mean, it's true.
It's a wild comment. And Jack also, he didn't actually drown Rally. That never happened.
Okay. Well.
What do you mean it never
No
happened?
proof of that situation.
Well, no. Technically
No proof.
speaking, Jack definitely didn't help Rally.
He didn't help, but he didn't drown Rally.
You want to know the craziest thing? I thought Rally was a female character. For the
Oh, for the longest time,
Longest
I thought
time.
the same thing.
Longest time.
Thought the same thing.
Yep.
When I watched like the first, I think it was like 15 or 20
was a
episodes at one
while.
point, I was just like, "Oh, this is a girl."
Yeah, it's not a girl.
It was not.
Not a girl. Just really long. arms.
Either way, Jack, our king, he didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, the king.
Jack
King
did
didn't do
nothing
anything
wrong.
wrong.
Yeah, imagine he did say Otis for that answer. If you want to be Otis for a little bit, that'd be
Well, so
bad.
that he could be.
He could be relevant.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Actually do something.
Yuga's dad.
It could be Yuga's dad. You know what? Like it would be such an underwhelming reveal at this point because we've had no backstory connection to that. So he takes off a mask. It's someone we don't know, and then
Who's
he just
this guy?
explains the backstory to Yuga's father. It's like, all right, bro, this is like 3 episodes ago. Who cares? Like,
Oh, that's cool. So
Yeah,
you're like
wow.
our great grandson.
how does that work with the timeline? Wow,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
That's
You see what Tyler DeBoer wrote? He wrote Zuijo so he could
He
treat
could
a girl right.
hey,
see the problem.
that's
is
an answer I would expect from him.
that's unexpected, but he
He's
doesn't.
smart.
He doesn't like. They don't have anything going on.
But
Well,
she thinks if he was
Yeah.
Zuijo, that he could make something go.
So then what would happen
Easily.
is for a month, Mitsuko would think she's happy, and the minute
Oh.
Tyler wrote, it would be awful. Then Zuijo would be like, what are you doing?
And then
Then,
you know,
then Tyler
Be
tells
10 times
her.
worse.
Then Tyler tells her right at the end, "Hey, I have to tell you something. I'm not actually Zuijo, but this is how a real man should treat a woman.
I don't
And
know if that's
then
going to go over
Zuijo-
well.
You deserve
Yeah.
better.
I don't think
You
it's
deserve
gonna-
better than him. Find me here." He gives her his.
I don't think
address.
that's going to go over well.
I don't know. I think there
She's
could be
9. She's like 9 or 10 feet, man.
That's
I mean,
great.
that's. I don't know if that's really doable for a normal human.
oh,
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah,
no, not with
probably.
that attitude.
This guy's got a can-do attitude. He's
Yeah.
climbing trees.
Yeah, I'm out here climbing trees.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
So
moment.
obviously we are entering a weird and unusual time for this podcast. Listen, going back to the Vrains days, we used to do it on Saturday afternoons. That was the time slot, and it was me, Cal, and Nick T.
Yeah.
This is before you were able to do it.
Yeah,
'cause
I
you
watched
worked.
from work.
Yeah, and sometimes we would do special nights Sunday night, but really ever since the start of Sevens, we have always done it Wednesday evenings. We have been doing a podcast Wednesday evenings here for Weekly Yu-Gi-Oh! Since April of 2020. For Vrains, it was before that. It was like late 2018. And obviously that is coming to an end in literally 2 Wednesdays, we're assuming, because Go Rush is ending in just over 10 days. So, I did a lot of thinking, and I thought to myself, we're hoping that a new show gets announced, but even if one does get announced, we probably are not going to be starting it until like fall, best case scenario. But realistically, it's probably April of next year if I had to guess. And again, these are best case scenarios. We don't know anything right now. So I said, all right, well, there's 4 weeks in a month, and we have the Chronicles anime once a month. So Wednesday night, look at it. We have 4 in a month. So this is how the schedule is going to be for most months. The Chronicles
June?
starting in probably April.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because the show ends in 10 days. The Chronicles
My bad.
anime podcast that'll be talking Yu-Gi-Oh. I don't know. We'll make up some name. for the,
We'll ask
brainstorming.
Calibro
Yeah,
to
we're
brainstorm
brainstorming.
something.
Yeah, we'll make up some name for it. We haven't thought of a name yet, but that will be once every single month. So one Wednesday a month, you can look forward to us breaking down the Chronicles. Obviously, we should know soon when that will be, whether it's towards the beginning or end, but that's 1 month. Once a month, we are going to be bringing you this type of podcast as well, the After Dark podcast. We are going to be doing that once every single month. I know a lot of you guys enjoy the After Dark podcast. It's a chance to ask us things that really have nothing to do with Yu-Gi-Oh! Life things, and we'll probably be alternating between this style of After Dark and the Jackbox After Dark.
Yeah.
Right, keep it
So
fresh.
every other month, you'll get either like a Jackbox After Dark where we talk for an hour and then play Jackbox for an hour, hour and a half, and just this style where it's us talking for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of people love the After Darks. For a long time, it was a good kind of once every 6 month show because it filled in the gaps. That was its point. But it's going to become a once a month show now due to the circumstances with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. And so I thought about it and I was like, okay, well, there's 2 Wednesdays then every single month that we need to fill. And there were a lot of ideas. The one that came to my mind that we're not doing right now is the Arc 5 watch back. And the reason it would have to be Arc 5 is Arc 5 is the only show that nobody else has seen besides me.
Right.
Now, you know a lot about Arc
do,
5 from
yes.
my videos. But we're not doing that right now because I don't want to start an endeavor like that with the chance that like we do get weekly Yu-Gi-Oh sooner than expected. So
Yeah.
that Arc 5 like retrospective podcast very well could happen down the road. I'm not ruling it out by any means, but it's not going to happen right now. Instead, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be doing a show every other week on Wednesday nights called, it's a working name, but I'm thinking of the name being the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh Show. This is going to be a podcast. It'll be a live stream very similar to this, where it will be me and probably two of the guys. So you'll see a rotating group of people with me, and it will be a much more scripted show in the sense that there will be pre-planned segments. I will start every show with a monologue. A good inspiration. I don't know how many of you guys have watched like sports talk shows, like Cowherd is a big one that I got a lot of inspiration for. There's going to be a lot of cool graphics. Like on the bottom, you'll see whatever topic we're talking about. There's going to be probably two like box images where I'm giving a monologue and you're seeing images of whatever I'm talking about. And then after my 10-15 minute monologue, whatever it is, it's a show that's going to encapsulate everything. Latest Yu-Gi-Oh news. If something big happens in Master Duel, if I want to go on a 10-15 minute rant about Vrains or Zexal or Go Rush or Sevens or whatever, that's how we'll start the show. We'll then bring in, let's just say, Nick T and Pete as an example, if they're the two friends joining me for that Wednesday. And there's going to be a lot of segments that we do. Reverse top 5 lists, which I'm very excited for. Listen, you guys watch me do top 10 list videos all the time, but this will be a chance for the guys to give their top 5 lists on certain topics, and I will be there to critique their lists, if you will, go over what I agree and disagree with, and I think that will be a fun segment. Another segment we will be doing is reading mean/funny comments. I get I get a lot of comments on my videos from a lot of people, and most of them are very flattering. Some of them are not. And these guys love going through my videos.
Hell yeah.
And some of the comments are just nuts.
Dude, like,
so
the things that people will say on the internet is
well,
crazy.
we will be showing those. Now we will be blurring out the names. We're not going to show any.
No,
users.
no name and
We're
shame.
not-
No name and
That's
shame.
not what this channel does. You guys know that. So we're not going to
Yeah.
be name shaming anyone. But we will be. They'll be reading the comments.
So we know.
I'll be showing them on screen, and I'll be reacting to them and either giving a counterpoint or giving my thoughts on
laughing.
them,
Yeah.
or
Just
just
laughing.
laughing. You know, they're not going to be like brutally mean.
No,
I mean, they'll
no,
be
it's
like,
just gonna be the ones that
Oh,
like,
I'm gonna
were
source
like,
the worst one.
Yeah, when Nick T's on, be careful.
That
man.
is going
It's
to be-
Nick T's alt just writing the comments.
That is going to be a very fun segment. And then another idea that we have that we're going to do is we're going to have a segment where you guys, the people that watch, can send in audio or video clips to us. We'll set up an email where you guys can email video clips or audio clips if you don't want to show your face. You guys can ask a question. You guys can give a comment on a video that I've made recently that you agree or disagree with. And we'll do probably 1 or 2 of those every episode. So that will be a good way for community building as well. And you guys can maybe appear on the show in video or audio form, which I think gives a cool opportunity. The original idea for that is I wanted to actually pay for a phone line. That is what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like Google,
Much like a radio show. The problem is with a radio show, there's usually a 20-second gap,
screen.
and they have a kill feed in case somebody gets
Yeah,
on
don't
and
have
says
that
some
here.
abhorrent things.
Right.
We do not have that here on
Yeah.
YouTube. So if somebody came on and they were a troll and we didn't vet them properly,
Yeah.
and they said some horrible things,
It's
it would
now
get
caught
through.
in live time,
So
man.
unfortunately, we can't do like phone calls, but we might do live interviews with voice actors. Like I might set up a 15-minute interview for Barrett Letty one of the
Oh,
episodes.
God.
We might bring in
That
Latrell, who's a very good guy with the card game side of things, and he can give really good insight on card game news and break down card game reveals and stuff. So think of it as a generic Yu-Gi-Oh show with a lot of fun segments. And at the start of every show, you know, I'll tell you what the segments are going to be. There will be like a bottom bar with the topics that we're going to get to.
Hell
and again,
yeah.
if you want a good idea of how visually I want it to look, Colin Cowherd's a good example. Get Up, which is another sports show,
Yes.
is a good example. And it'll be me and a couple of the guys every other Wednesday night, and that will fill in the gaps on Wednesday, the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show. I already have like 5 or 6 monologues that I'm very excited to do. One will be talking about Duel Links, whether I think we're nearing the end of Duel Links. And maybe for an episode like that, I could reach out to like It's Brad as HD, see if he would want to come on, so we could get guests and stuff. I'm very excited for this. I think there's a lot of fun possibilities. And, of course, if anybody donates or super chats throughout the show, we will read those at the end, much like we do here. So that's another way where you can, if you want to comment on something.
It's a way
you
to
can.
keep up with the news, the monthly news or the weekly news that ends up going on with Yu-Gi-Oh, which would be really nice.
Yeah,
You know.
and it also creates like an extra avenue for like discussion, and not necessarily like a straightforward discussion like we do on the regular podcast, but sort of like in a variety way that it opens up things quite a bit, I'd say.
Yeah, and like, I'll do I mean, the monologues will probably be mostly anime based, but like, if we were doing the episode tonight, the monologue may have been about how rough Rush Duel Links is right now with the
Right.
top 100 decks of the last event being all Gaia events, which you never want to see. You want a diverse top 100, and all Gaia is not what you want to see. So that could have been the lead. So it'll probably mostly be anime opening monologues, which will be, again, 10-15 minutes. And then I'll bring in the guys. They'll give their thoughts about it, and then we'll move on to a segment or something. There will probably be a segment where we go over latest news blips real quick, reverse top 5 lists, reading mean comments. I mean, there's a lot of, and I'm sure we'll add segments to it as well, but there's a lot of fun things that I think we can do with this show. Again, voice actor interviews or friend interviews, you guys sending in clips. There's a lot of fun things. I'm very excited for it.
I am
It's gonna
too.
be a good time.
I think the idea of it is like, yeah, we'll still be us, but I think the idea is it's a little more structured. It's a little more. It's going to feel like a different vibe than something like this.
It's gonna
Yes.
feel like
And
a
that's
show.
that's the intention.
Right, it'll feel
to
more
make
like
it-
a show.
Yeah, to
But
make
I
you
think
feel like you're watching a TV show.
But I think it also keeps the same vibe to a degree that we
of course,
present
but
here.
I think there's a little bit more of a like a dare I say like professionalism.
Professionalism.
Yes,
No,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah,
to
I
it.
completely
I agree.
So which
yeah.
will be fun.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited, and that will debut. I'll say it right now, mid to late April.
Yeah,
that
we might have
show
to dress
will
up
debut.
every episode for that.
Oh my god, dress up in like
We have
a
to start
suit.
like doing like
That'd be
a
fun
writer's,
You're writer's
writer's
man.
room type thing.
You
that'd
need
be a
to
fun
wear a
gimmick.
suit. Like, we could wear like college
Yeah,
shirts or
like a
something.
dress shirt.
Yeah, no, that'd be a fun gimmick. That would actually be really fun.
Yeah, we do like an SNL style like writer's room before the show. Like, all right, what are we putting in like this show?
Yeah. And again, this will be every other week. So the ideal structure is the first Wednesday of every month will be an After Dark. The next one will be the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. The third Wednesday will be the Chronicles podcast. And then the fourth will be Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. And then the month restarts. And, there might be some months where we do 3 of these or we just take a break because there's 52 weeks.
Yeah.
So 48
course.
weeks, it,
Yeah.
doesn't really work. But yeah, it's gonna be very exciting. I'm really excited for it. We'll have
Same.
the soundboard as well. It's gonna be
fun.
fun. And as for those reverse top 5 lists, it can be one episode where Dredger gives his top 5 Vrains characters.
Yep.
Pete gives his top 5 disappointments in sevens. And I think it'll be cool because it'll be videos that I've probably already made, but you get to hear about it from one of the guys' point of views, which is something that we don't always do. True.
Top 5 brains would be a fun one because like
There's so many you can
there's some
do.
variety of them.
Like, even though you guys haven't seen every Yu-Gi-Oh, there's plenty that you
We're getting
plenty
there.
we can do,
Yeah.
We are
I
getting
mean,
there.
Yeah,
we're
of
gonna
course.
I'm gonna be done sooner than you think.
Yeah. I believe in Dredger for that. And also, I'm going to just speak for you here. Matt Galaxy's here in the chat. I would imagine this will be on Spotify. Like he asked, is it going to be on Spotify? I imagine all of these things will be uploaded
It
to
will be,
streaming
and I
services.
do plan as well to make the opening monologue a video probably on Thursday.
There you go.
Because it'll be like, it'll be about things pertaining to the anime for most cases.
I think that'll work.
And,
And
so
it's
I
a
think-
great way to promote, like, well, you want to see more of where we actually shot this video from.
Exactly.
We do this podcast twice a month.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I think there's going to be a lot of good things, and I think the goal is for it to feel very similar to this, but for it to also feel like you kind of are watching a TV show in a way. And I think that's going to be fun to do every other Wednesday, and I'm really, really excited for it. And I think every. Oh, are you looking up the? Yeah, it stinks. I would love to do a call-in line.
Well,
like a
they could
radio
also
show.
leave like voicemails.
Oh well,
that we
well
could
that's
vet.
what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, just the
Um,
call one's too risky,
we
man.
can't
in
do
live
it.
Yeah,
time.
doing live, but like having people leave voicemails that we can vet and then use.
And then use that show. Yeah. So maybe I guess that could be the way we do it.
yeah. Google. I mean, it's a free number. It's not our personal numbers, which I would be hesitant to put out there.
Yeah,
for
no,
any of
no,
us.
No, I like
Yeah.
that.
No, on any
And then, of
platform.
course, if there's a video clip, you could just send it to the email.
Yep.
For those of you who obviously anyone cannot see my computer screen right now, I was looking at Google Voice, which is like they provide you with a free number that's not your own, but like you can use on like your web browser or on your mobile phone that isn't just like your regular carrier one. So that would be something that we'd be able to give you without risk of like personal information. So if you want to leave a voicemail, for instance, or whatever the case may be, it would be there, and we'd have like a virtual voicemail that we could listen to and put on the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Rich Eisen, that's another person I like a lot. If you want to, he's another sports guy, but if you watch a clip from his show, that's kind of the style I want it to be. Now, granted, we will all be remote, but we'll have the borders around our box.
There's going to be some
gonna
nice
look
graphics.
good
It's going to
visually, yes.
Yeah, it won't be. I love this setup and it works for this, but it won't be
course.
just, hey, turn on the camera, let's sit here.
No, but if you like that style, maybe you end up liking
It'll
that style
still be
more.
here.
The After Dark and the Chronicles will
Right.
still be those.
Still get that
so you
twice
get
a
a
month.
good mixture, yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, again, if anybody is so generous enough to donate or super chat during the Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything or the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show, which again will be every other Wednesday, we will of course read those at the end. And so there still will be a little bit, at least at the end of it,
Yeah.
of
Super chat.
impromptu-ness. No, that's not the right word. Improv, where we don't know what people are
Yeah,
saying.
improv
and-
Right,
works.
yeah. So of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Delayed said you were going to be Joe Beningo, which
Bro, I can't do this anymore. I mean, when are they giving us the news on this show? I mean, it's been 4 months since Jump Festa. We got nothing. What are we doing? I can't do it anymore.
we need Cal here for Salicata.
Oh, no, Dredger did the
I did that
sound
yesterday.
like,
did
That was
too. Come on.
crazy.
Pull
No,
it
I
up.
can't. No, it's on the spot.
Get going.
Dude.
God, that guy.
Yeah, so no, I'm very excited for it. I pitched it to the guys about
Great
a month
idea.
ago.
Yeah.
Talked to Dak about
Loved
it
it.
recently, and yeah, everybody seemed to really
Yeah, it has the
like
possibility
idea.
to not only have its normal structure, but also you add those new segments just as you think of things or people
Right.
suggest things.
Right.
Shows do that literally, especially sports talk shows,
All the
all the
time.
time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that I like that freshness and that creativity you can do.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun, and yeah, it's going to be really exciting. So that will be the new show again, starting probably in about a month. The Talking
Thank
Yu-Gi-Oh!
you
Show,
for
working name,
the
but I do like
dono.
that name a lot because I like the show that it's different than
Right.
a podcast, but it's still under that Talking Yu-Gi-Oh!
Right.
Umbrella. Yeah, I think it's going to be very, very fun, and there's a chance also if you guys want to be a part of it, send in your audio to the Google Voice number. We're looking into this right now. Send in
never
your
know.
video,
Yeah.
and we'll play it. So there's an opportunity to be part of the show
Yeah.
each and every week. Granted, we'll probably only be taking like one thing, but yeah, if card reveals come out, we could have a number of people on to talk about it.
Heck
Colin
yeah.
would be a good guy to have on
Colin,
too
Luttrell.
for a 10-minute
Yeah.
segment to talk. Hey, Colin, we got new Arcana Force monsters. Colin, I got to tell you, we do the
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever,
No, you literally do.
sound
Transition,
bring him in.
yeah.
I want to bring in Colin Cleaves, card game expert. Colin, we got new Arcana Force monsters. Obviously, these monsters have never been notorious for being good. What's
Sartorius
your
sucks.
outlook on the deck here? Again, Sayu's deck from GX. Do you think it
Sartorius
has
was
any
terrible.
chance to be a tiered deck? And and then he talks about it. And so I think if you've ever watched one of those shows, the way that they do it, again, their production level. Listen, they've got a multi-million
I
dollar.
think we could get there
company.
in production. We have the tools.
Yeah, I think we have the tools.
Like we have scenes in
Yes.
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 And this I feel like this would be a good way to get more guests on, like in shorter segments, like what we consider experts. Like
Yeah.
someone in to
Yeah, of
discuss a
course.
thing 10 minutes and they're gone. It's
Yeah.
like you don't have to bring someone in for a whole thing.
Well, and even on those shows, like I remember at one point, like Coward had, I think it was Bill Burr come by the studio.
Yeah. That's
hilarious.
So that would be like our
Yeah.
Barrett Letty.
Yeah.
That.
Oh,
wow,
that-
Barrett.
Yeah, no, I mean, and Barrett Letty will
I
come
don't know
by and we can ask him something and he'll just give some crazy answer. And
Yeah. Like, Dill, I could use some money, man.
Yeah. Starboy said something interesting and cool, and it
Yeah.
was like talking about having a card of the week segment for whatever reason doesn't have to be competitive focused. So one of us could just pick a card and talk about it. Like,
Yeah,
hey, this
yeah.
week's card of the week is
That could be fun.
whatever.
Judge can say, yeah.
That means like I don't have to know anything about the game to
gonna
pick
be
a
something
card
not good.
for the
Yeah.
card. Of the
correct.
week.
Well,
So it
someone
could
like
be cool.
you can pick. Yeah, I just looked up like strongest link monsters and found this. I don't know anything about it, but it's like an unchained
And talk about it,
monster. Dredger, what I was gonna say is like, oh, this card actually won me a few duels and Duel Links over the week.
Yeah.
This was a card that I feel is really good in my Pyro deck right now. Yeah, so that I like that as well. I'm gonna write that down. But that's what I mean. And again, we're not gonna do every segment every single week.
But it's something we could throw
But that's
in.
what- right,
It's a rotation
right.
of segments
Of
that we could throw
of course.
in.
If we can get like 6 to 8 segments, then if we're doing one every month, it won't ever feel stale.
Exactly.
That's the hope.
Maybe
So-
try something new.
Yep.
It works, doesn't work, pull it, whatever. It's a variety show of sorts.
Yeah, well, it is. It is. And listen, it'll be a new experience for all of us, but I think there's a lot of potential for it to be really fun.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
Silly Hat Day.
Yeah. And again, who said that? I know that wasn't Starboy's suggestion.
Yeah, it was someone in chat.
Okay, Barrett Letty. Oh, Barrett Letty's here. I didn't even know that.
He actually
So, yeah.
called.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
wanted to call, but
No.
I was like, let's see after the announcement.
Well,
We'll see.
No. I'm not ready for that tonight.
yeah, and again, the reason we're doing only 2 of the guys instead of the normal
It's be a lot.
4 is not only they've been week in, week out. They've been here for me, for this channel, for this podcast. I'm super grateful for it. So it gives them a chance to rest a little bit. Now, obviously, there's never any pressure to come here each and every
No,
week.
I don't feel
but we
pressured
enjoy
at
doing
all.
it.
Well, no, and I appreciate that. But that allows you guys to have a couple of Wednesdays maybe to just relax. It'll be like a different group, a different arrangement of 3.
Changes the chemistry.
It changes the chemistry.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think if you still love those big settings, we'll always still have them with the Chronicles and with the After Dark if people can make it. And again, all shows will be remote starting most likely in June or late June.
I
at the
think
latest.
we could talk about it more off stream, but
Yeah.
I think we should probably explore something outside of Discord. I feel like Discord's a lot of times a little bit unreliable
No,
with those voice calls.
I agree.
We might want to explore something a little better.
Yeah, we've had some weird issues with the
Yeah.
Discord video calls. I will say this show, even though it's going to start mid-late April, I do plan for the episodes to be remote. That said, now if you guys for whatever reason wanted to be here, we could do it, and I'm fine with this, where 2 of you guys or 1 of you guys is stationed here and I'm at the desk there. We
Yeah.
could do that.
I mean, I'm still fine coming while we can.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
fine with that.
Okay.
Just because forever after that, for the most part, it's going to be remote.
Yeah.
So.
So, but that just makes sense to me. So, yeah, it's gonna be good. Natalie, thank you so much for the $2 donation. Natalie Cyber Tips, excuse me. Will there be a kissing on the podcast?
I think she.
No, Barrett put her up to
brought
that.
the
Barrett
smooching
definitely
thing.
put her up to that.
Yeah.
That is not a
That's a
Natalie
Barrett
comment.
Letty
That's
thing.
Barrett.
Barrett actually asked will there be smooching. I think Natalie just either
Barrett
he said it
hijacked
or-
that donation.
pretty much.
This guy's too good.
Yeah, and the answer is yes.
Also, Pete,
Huh?
what are your opinions on Crocs? I'm dying to know. We're not doing it again.
we
We're
can't
not
do
doing
this
it
again.
again.
I don't
this,
like
this,
them.
This, yeah.
I can't wait for Uncle Wayne appearances in the future. I love it when he appears. F it, man.
We
It's
love
an
him.
After Dark. We've made the announcement. Call him.
Yeah. And also, I was at the vet this weekend. Everything's good, but I was at the
good.
vet this weekend, and the doctor comes in wearing Crocs. I was like, dude,
For doctors, they get
what
a
are we
pass.
doing,
Doctors
man?
get a pass.
Come
Well, they
on.
have to, right? For the
Comfort and like they're on their feet. No,
It's just crazy.
That's why I wear Crocs at the desk when I work at
That's
sometimes.
No, you
What
don't. It's a
desk?
lie.
The front desk.
oh,
It's a lie.
Do I get to pass them on my feet all day?
No,
It's different.
You're literally sitting on
Are
your
you out there
ass.
saving lives?
No, but I am standing all day.
At least you're doing something.
So Amethyst, we are actually playing Marvel Rivals Friday night on Twitch. Something like that will always be done
Yeah, we are
probably
doing
on
that.
my Twitch. Okay, hold on. God. Hello?
Hello?
Uncle Wayne?
How's our favorite uncle doing?
Dude, it's great. I'm so glad you asked. Listen, Dylan, I hear you're bringing some new and exciting segments to the program.
So I'm actually the program. I'm actually Uncle Wayne. This is a brand new show that we're going to be doing every other week Wednesday night. The Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show. So it's going to be
Yeah, because you called me the other day and you're like, I want to be like Rogan. I love, you know.
No, I did not. No, I
Jamie,
did.
pull up that clip.
No, I did
Yeah, the
not.
one with the bear fighting the moose.
But yeah, no, that's exciting, man. Like,
Thank
will
you.
it be, you could have like, I think everyone could get their own show. Like, you could have like Dredger's Corner, you know, or you know, like Pete's Corner.
What about Calibros? What would his name be?
Oh, that'd be good. Like, you could have Cal's Corner.
It was coming.
It's so funny. It's scary.
So wait, so Barrett, should we do like 5 nights a week? Like that show would be my show would be Wednesday night. Pete's would be Monday, Dredge's Tuesday, like that.
Hold on, let me get Barrett because you're asking him.
No, I mean Uncle Wayne. Uncle Wayne.
Then I won't get Barrett. Let me say, I think that'd be a great idea because everyone will know. Oh, Pete is on Tuesdays. You know,
There you go.
Yeah, but what would they talk about?
you're saying that Pete doesn't have things he can talk about.
No, but it is a Yu-Gi-Oh YouTube channel, so wouldn't it be weird if Pete's talking about like the weather? I don't know.
Well, listen. At this point, like people are subscribing to the channel because they love the personnel. You know what I mean? Like,
It's not wrong.
I appreciate that. I hope that's true.
Thank you, man.
I think so. You know, I think it's a good idea. And maybe you could do like other things, like you could win a chance to go swimming with the guys.
I'm in. Yeah, let's
I mean, I'm down.
Barrett. I mean
You
Uncle
guys-
Wayne.
Oh, let me ask you this: would you guys ever do like going shopping for cards?
wait.
That'd be a cool vlog series.
Actually, hold on.
Yeah.
That's
That's
a
actually
good
a great
idea.
Well, yeah, and like on the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show, we could be like, actually, this weekend we went shopping for
And show a
cards.
clip.
Here's what
Yeah, it
happened.
does
And
a
then we
transition,
like,
goes
a
into the
2-minute
video.
Yeah.
clip.
Yeah, you could go shopping for cards. Just make sure you don't hide them in your butt or something.
That would be bad. Yeah, I think that'd be bad for the
Many
integrity of the
reasons.
cards and
Uncle
Could be
Wayne.
could be a good vlog.
Uncle Wayne. Do you think Barrett Letty, obviously a very esteemed voice actor, do you think he'd be willing to come on for like 10, 15 minutes during the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show every now and then?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Does he have to drive all the way to
No, it's
friggin' nowhere, New Jersey? Or
wow.
well, I'll be in. I don't know if you know this. I'll be in Delaware in a couple months.
hey, Delaware? Hey, Delaware, a hat. Well, that's great. So yeah, he could like telecommute.
Yes,
no,
yeah.
yeah. It's remote, so
We'll
he can just
all
remote.
be remote. Yeah.
Well, he can remote call in. It's very easy.
Oh my God, are you gonna be like? You're gonna probably miss your friends.
I mean, it's
Probably
a
not.
short drive.
It's not.
Is it how short?
Hour
Like
and
2
a half,
hours.
It's
hour
like
and a half,
two
2
and a
hours.
half, maybe
2 hours.
hours sometimes.
That's not so bad.
No, I don't think it's bad at all. I mean, it's perceptive. I don't think it's bad.
The guy with no
But
job.
it's gonna be hard because like you love doing the show and
Yeah.
feeling like your friends' hot breath on the back of your neck. Like you're gonna miss having them so close.
I've never felt any of my friends' hot breath on the back of my neck during the show.
During the show, you had to
click
specify. You had
keyword.
to specify.
Oh, during the show. Well, this is exciting, man. Like, and I think you could. Will there be shirts? And do you have a name for the new show?
I'm thinking the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show, and I am going to be commissioning new shirts for Whatnot very soon.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah.
About
Are you
time.
gonna like? Oh, that's it. Yeah. How about keychains?
Ooh.
I mean, I could look into keychains. I'd have to see what goes into making them, the cost.
It's probably the same thing as a shirt, just keychains.
That's a fair point.
Or like, what about like everyone likes a phone bank? Like for like their phone charger.
Well, yeah, but how can I get that to be a Yu-Gi-Oh everything piece of merch?
It could just be Dylan and have your face on it.
I don't think people want a phone charger bank with my face on it.
If you want that, put it in the chat right now. If you want that, write bubble bath in the chat right
Bubble
now.
bath. My bubble bath.
Starboy said yes. Jarek said I want it.
Yeah, but is anyone saying bubble bath?
Nobody's saying bubble bath.
Hey, Jarek.
Oh, wait,
yeah.
Jarek said no.
Uncle Wayne,
A lot of people saying bubble bath now.
What do you,
I think I'm excited to see where the channel will go. I think there's a lot to talk about. Also, don't be down in the dumps because who knows? Maybe one day we'll get another sweet anime.
I like that optimism, Uncle Wayne. I'm trying to have that, and there's a lot of events coming up in the next couple of weeks where something over in Japan might get announced. So you know what? I'm remaining optimistic. I think we will get another, as you said, sweet anime very soon.
I think so, and maybe even like a video game or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah, no, I appreciate the optimism, Uncle Wayne. Listen, I've been more optimistic if you've been watching.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic.
Me too.
Yeah, you're an optimistic
Yeah.
guy.
I really am. Yu-Gi-Oh! What about a cooking segment like Yu-Gi-Oh? Like you could make a Yu-Gi-Oh cake.
I mean, we could do that. I mean, it just seems like it's just making a cake, but for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, but like it's themed and you can have like funny conversations during it.
Like what?
Like, hey, was it? Look, someone look out the window. Someone just fell over.
Who's falling over? I feel like this...
I don't know, like one of the neighbors. And then we get the X's involved. And
Oh, we have to get the X's involved. That should be a good show.
You want us to
Wait,
bake a Yu-Gi-Oh cake with the X's?
I knew it was coming back to that at some point.
Yeah.
You think that's
Will
gonna
you-
go well?
Will you be doing any wedding content?
No.
That's under wraps, right?
Really?
Yeah, I'm not doing any wedding content.
Will there be any Yu-Gi-Oh at all at your wedding?
Probably
Like
not.
any-
No, probably not.
No, nothing. Not even like you could wear like a little Millennium pin.
Little shout out.
No, I mean it's
Oh,
not,
you and your groomsmen should wear Millennium pins.
it's not a bad idea. I'm actually not doing a traditional party. We're just doing best man and bridesmaid.
Thank you
Are you
for
Maid of honor.
Maid
the
of honor.
dono.
I may be having a bachelor party. I'm looking into the details.
Oh, really? Where do you think you want to go?
Potentially Cedar Point. I don't know if you've ever been there, Uncle Wayne. It's a big amusement park.
No, I've never been there. I've been to I've been to Six Flags.
Oh,
Well, that's
good.
it's similar.
I like
It's
Six
similar. Yeah, it's similar.
You could go to Six Flags, ride Superman.
yeah.
I mean,
What we can't do is
that
ride
is
King Ka.
yeah. King Dakar is gone.
I didn't read that. Anyway, well, I'll let you go.
Th-
but
thank
very
you.
excited.
Yeah, you should
Very
get on contacting the X's after you hang up.
No, you definitely should not, Uncle Wayne.
Can Uncle Wayne have a segment on the new show?
Once in a while.
Once in a while, yes, Uncle Wayne. Maybe once every like 3 months. We got to get the show up and running before we have an Uncle Wayne segment.
Okay, how about like a segment where you all remember that mini game in Mario Party where they all blow up the balloon until like who inflates it the most?
Yes.
What if you did that, but like you all blow up balloons until it pops?
Yeah.
So the same game.
What's the point?
What?
What's the point of doing that on the show?
I don't know. Listen, guys, this has been awesome.
We love you.
Thank you,
I'm
Uncle
gonna
Wayne.
Go finish my puzzle, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you,
Enjoy
Uncle
the
Wayne.
puzzle.
All right,
Thank you,
love
Uncle Wayne.
Goodbye, Uncle
Good talking to you.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Maybe he's doing a Millennium
no,
puzzle.
no Aunt Patricia that
Well,
time, thank
yes,
God.
I do have to point something out,
Yes, please.
and I love Uncle Wayne, but this is a testament to maybe how bad things are right now. Is the past 2 calls, like Uncle Wayne, historically great, funny guy. The past 2 calls have included some kind of like keep your chin up, like
I think the past 3. I think it's 3 in a row.
Yeah, like we're really that in
Yeah.
bad shape right now. He's like,
Uncle
Well,
Wayne's
especially
nervous.
me,
Yeah, he's
especially
nervous.
me.
yeah, where he's like, man, like I gotta say something to keep these guys like
Yep.
hopes up.
It's not great. It's not
I know
great.
when Uncle Wayne is the voice of reason on this
It's
podcast.
bad. It's bad.
That's really bad.
It's
dude.
scary. It's like
really
he's trying
bad.
to keep our spirits up, and
Oh, well,
that's man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sorry. See you Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah, that is a great point.
Yeah, like I noticed. I'm like, yeah, he mentioned it this time too. It's like,
Thank
yeah,
you
maybe.
for
Really,
the
I knew
dono.
when he brought up the cooking segment. For some reason, I went, "This is going to the X's."
This is going to the
like I
X's.
just knew that's the direction we we're going.
Dude.
That's not happening. It's not happening. You know it. I know it.
I don't know, man.
We're not doing it. Even for the content purposes, it's not working.
I think it'd be hilarious, but also it shouldn't happen.
It would,
It should never happen.
it would be something. I don't know if it'd be hilarious, but it would certainly be something.
Yeah. I don't know how any of those people still stand on each other.
I think probably those people don't like us a lot.
They don't like us. Yeah, that's for sure.
I think
But I'm saying even each like to get them together in
Yeah.
a room, the 3 individuals that
yeah, it'd be
that
interesting.
would be
Yeah, it'd be fascinating. Yeah, it'd be. I definitely want to watch from a
Very
safe, secured room.
Yes, for sure.
That's kind of where I'd be at.
Yeah.
Do you have any more super chats? Or are we just able to do whatever we
No,
want?
we're like we
able to
can
do whatever we
riff.
want?
Yeah, we can riff.
What's been going on in life, man?
Life.
You're
well, as I
moving
mentioned,
soon?
I'm moving soon. I'm moving in 5 weeks. Just about 5 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Oh, I just bought a couch at Goodwill for $110. It's beautiful. It's pristine. It's
Pretty
clean.
good.
We're gonna steam it, but just
Make
to be
sure, yeah. You don't,
But,
you don't want any cockroaches
it's
in those
huge.
cushions.
It's no bugs. It's huge and it's clean and $110.
Yeah. The mattress is what's going to hit you, man.
We're using taking her Nick's mattress home.
There you go.
And
It's
we have a bed frame.
Full mattress?
It's a queen.
Even better.
It's a queen.
Gotta get a queen.
It's not a pull-out couch. It's a 4-piece sectional, but that means it could sleep like 2 people. If they slept one way and then
Right.
the other. But it's a nice couch. The only thing we need now is tables. We have a dining room table that family's giving us. We just need like coffee table, night tables, and
You get something cheap in
two, side
IKEA
tables.
or
Yeah.
something like that.
But other than that, we are like, it's come to a point where like, oh, we have pretty much everything.
Would you consider the Amish table?
I would.
That's a
At least someone's
stupid
open.
answer.
At least
No,
someone
no,
is open.
no,
That's
no.
a stupid
If
answer.
someone's willing to fund it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But if they are,
I mean, the
yeah.
chat has funded it for you.
I was gonna
and
say,
you've just turned it down.
Like,
at every
I wouldn't
turn.
misallocate funds if that's what you're asking.
This guy's like Capone over here.
Yeah.
The money just
It
disappears.
just disappears.
That goes to paying my rent.
I don't
That's
know.
what it goes
I think
to.
Vree does that. I don't know if you're doing that.
No, we don't. We pay separately. Listen.
I think
Good.
we're good.
You're almost done.
Good, man. I'm glad to hear that.
I'll be doing that soon.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
He probably won't be packing until a week before.
He started. I'm surprised. I mean, the Funko Wall's not really packed. He just kind of dismantled it.
Yeah.
But
I gotta start putting
hey, that's
boxes.
something. I'm
Oh,
sure there'll be a text at some point of like in May. Hey
need
guys, you think you could spare like a Saturday? I mean, no pressure at all, man. But like, you think you guys could like come over and help? That's
I
what's
would
gonna
help you
I appreciate
I would
that.
too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank
for
you.
pizza.
for
That's
pizza.
fair. That's fair.
And beer. A lot of beer.
And beer,
That's it. It's
yeah.
classic moving technique.
Yeah, it
Oh
is.
boy. Dark Emperor J, thank you for the $2 donation.
Oh, I didn't even see
Hear
that.
me out. We do a shareholder stream where the crew is dressed in suits and people from the Legends tab call in to suggest improvements for the channel and possibly people to replace insert. Do you know how much I sacrificed? That would be fun, Dark Emperor J.
It's actually not the worst
I'm
thing.
looking
I
at
like
the
it.
Legends. I see Natalie. I see Tim. I see Electric Kevin. There's probably some people in the Legends tab that I have not spoken to.
Yeah,
in
they wouldn't want any
years.
part
Well,
of
it's
us.
like present legends. Like people that are.
So, because we do not actually have shareholders, we are not, as everybody knew, not a publicly traded
we
entity.
can treat them. It'd be like a funny bit though.
it
To
would
treat
be.
them like many of the legends as shareholders. I like the.
I
idea,
do like the
honestly.
Green Goblin idea meme.
Yeah.
You know how much I sacrificed? I started this
And
YouTube
JR's
channel.
at the JR's at the table. You got to bring in the Dolphins hat, and it's that crazy dolphin hat that he's trying to get me to get. That I will.
Well,
get.
actually, he says that, and you're like, yeah, I'm considering, man. He goes, go to your front door right now. And he sent you the package, and you come down with it, and he goes, and he's like a little assertive about it. He's like, put it on.
no,
Dude,
that
yeah,
would be.
we
that would-
call in.
that-
We're
that is-
sitting there.
That is actually a funny
The
idea.
shareholders like we're really concerned about the metrics of the like of the past couple videos.
You have not uploaded a video that got more than 5,000 views. In
wanna
3
speak to that?
weeks.
Yeah.
What's happening?
We're definitely concerned.
TGS
Yeah, we're
Anime
concerned.
gets that in an hour.
Yeah.
What are you
do
doing?
you have a plan?
Oh my god, it would be a funny
We need to
segment.
develop a strategy.
Not a terrible idea.
No, it's not. Natalie, thank you for the $2 donation. I want a segment with the X's. That has a lot of real TV potential. Uncle Wayne is peak. Cooking Pete should make a return. I want the Uncle Wayne segment special. Uncle Wayne has a lot of wisdom.
He does.
Uncle Wayne will remain a part of the After
Yes.
Darks when he calls in. And for the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show, again, we're doing the After Darks now once a month.
Yeah.
That's another element that I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
Granted, we have been doing the After Darks more, but I love these style podcasts.
I do.
I really do.
Where like it's a little structured, like we talked about the Yu-Gi-Oh
Yeah.
news at the open, but now we can talk about anything we want.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a lot of fun. I know Calibro, he said his favorite is always
Yeah.
the After Dark. So that's another big thing that might get lost in this. Yes, the new show is going to be twice a month, but this is going to be once a month. And for those that have been following the After Dark, that has never been a thing before.
Yeah.
That you're getting it once a month. So
Natalie
that's
just writes,
exciting.
keeping up
Yeah,
with the X's
for the- oh,
as the
God.
title of the podcast.
so I have
there
two
is-
X's.
There
There's
is
no-
an
no chance in
excellent
hell.
chance in regards of these two options. It would be way more of a probable chance of me having a weekly cooking segment here
Yes.
than that X's podcast literally ever had.
Even after we moved to Delaware, you driving to Delaware.
I swear to God, I think I would rather on a Wednesday night travel 2.5 hours each way and do that and cook and then come back more than they would ever want to do any type of content.
I agree. I'm
Yeah.
in the same boat as you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You agree.
I do agree.
I-
I know. In terms of rather, yeah, absolutely.
I've nothing bad to say in that.
The
It's just,
fact, the possibility, I feel like I could potentially
Thank you for the
secure
dono.
an X for that segment.
I mean, the truth is, your ex and my ex have made multiple appearances on the Talking
We're
Googie
regular
podcast.
members at one
Regular
point.
They were
members.
regular members at
Yeah.
one point. I mean,
Yeah.
that. Thank God they're not anymore. But they were at one point.
I'm not going to make a comment.
So but is that the X or are you saying a different?
yeah,
X?
no, that's one. I think it's not a wrong possibility. It would be maybe detrimental to my relationship.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Take kindly to that.
Yeah, I don't know how well that would go over for me.
Yeah. So I reached out to my ex, and
Yeah.
she's gonna do a segment on Dylan's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a monthly segment. Like she's gonna be here, and
Yeah.
I will have to talk to her like every now and again to kind of like set up scheduling. Yeah, that would go over really well.
Yeah,
I'm sure it
dude.
would.
I
Yeah.
think the three of us would be single in a month.
Yeah.
I mean that,
and then we could,
deservedly
and
so.
then we would
Yeah.
have the Yu-Gi-Oh breakup podcast where we're
Right.
just talking about
Right.
how it is, dating in our 30s.
And
Hey, they want relationship podcasts. We
If
can
you
do
want
that.
relationships, listen. The After Dark, we can give relationship advice if we want to, but
I was saying after we absolutely ruin our relationships.
by inviting
yeah,
the exes
yeah.
on.
they'll come
I'm
in.
telling you. Well, first of all, my first ex, I don't think there's any way to even get in contact with her.
That's true.
So she's totally just like dropped off the face of the earth. I mean, my second ex, the one that was part of the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh team. No.
Yeah, it's not.
I
worth
think
it.
she
There's
would,
no
I,
more
I think
reality
they
where it's
would
worth it.
all say no.
I
Like I
agree.
think if we legitimately had the stones to ask, I don't think you would even get a response. Never mind them come.
I think I would get it.
I don't think I get a response.
I think you would get a response.
I don't know if I would, dude.
I don't.
And that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I
No,
would.
I don't think I would.
Might be getting cooked.
Yeah.
Multiple different
It's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
That's why the Exes podcast is always fun to, joke about. And
Yeah.
Barrett loves bringing it up. Uncle Wayne loves bringing it up. But in reality, it will
Natalie.
never ever
I'm
happen.
What about Natalie's one?
And I'm beat. And
What about the
weird.
Dela Cruz?
We say too much. See, here's the thing.
They're getting to know us.
I don't
On
think
such a we
I don't-
forget
should
how
I-
much shit
should-
we
should
say.
I reveal what that name
I
means?
think people
Yes.
know.
I
No,
don't
I
think
don't-
they know the full scope of it.
I mean,
No,
if you
dude,
want
this
to,
is
it's up to,
crazy.
it's up to you.
This is crazy.
Hey, it's after dark.
No, I'm not even
After
saying
dark.
that. You should actually be funny.
I'm going to.
But this is crazy. It's putting the perspectives in it because like people are like bringing up. I mean, even though Weir has made an appearance, up until that, people were mentioning Weir and Etienne. They're bringing up the Dela Cruzes. What? How
Etienne-
much do we say about ourselves?
Do you
on
want your
this
mind
thing?
to be blown? Etienne was in this house Sunday.
No,
He literally was, and
Yeah.
and
Etienne
this
was in this
right.
house.
Why was he doing here?
Not only that, Nick T, but this psycho made a new AI song literally 24 hours after he was in the house about him.
Adios, Etienne.
It's actually an
to the
excellent
island
song.
you
Why haven't I
go.
heard this?
It's an excellent song.
I don't know why you haven't heard it. But Etienne was here because Caliber. I was with my parents, an hour away where they live with Ivrea and my brother, spending the Sunday with them. Caliber texted me, "Oh, by the way, Etienne just called. He's coming over." Just totally out of the blue.
Yep.
I think he goes, "Oh, shoot, you're in Tom's River." I'm like, "Yeah." And
I don't think you were broken up about
he
it.
went and he went and I mean it would have been certainly
It would have been
interesting
funny.
to see. Yes.
Yeah.
He went and he told Caliber that he is moving to Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Isn't that
Family
wild?
there.
And the first question I had is what? Like, what would be your first question upon hearing that?
Why is a good
Okay.
question.
Mine was, does he speak Spanish?
Caliber asked him, "Do you
No.
Spanish, bro?"
No.
That's not what he
And-
said.
No, on the song.
That's what the
he-
song said.
and Etienne said, "No, but I'm going to learn it soon." He hasn't started learning, and then he did his Etienne laugh.
I
according
listened to the
Caliber.
song today, which I think it's become my new favorite.
know,
But
it's such
my
a good
favorite
song.
is you will always shape Caliber's narrative, even when the song isn't about him.
Yeah.
So somehow by the end of the song, Caliber was considering moving to Puerto Rico,
You're
which
sick.
was not part of the story at all.
After the sentence.
It's good. It's good. Well, and then Parlin, you ain't Woodbridge or Old Bridge. That's
Honestly, an excellent song. It's
Emotional.
about Dredger moving.
We
Oh, of
packed our things in a dusty old van.
Yeah,
It's really good.
it's a good one. Even
Nina,
even
no,
you made a song about DJ's game table,
Yeah, big.
It's a nice game table.
which was
biggest
wild.
darn table. Yeah.
It's like a country song.
Biggest darn table.
God.
Nina, no. Etienne is just one of our friends from high school.
I haven't spoken
who's
to him in
put
like
our
10
lives in
years.
danger many times.
Yeah, I thought I was dead multiple times.
Driving,
Great to see you, Nina.
not driving.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's a
No.
a funny man.
He's a great
Pur-
guy.
purple shirt guy was this guy right here, Dreadher. That was purple shirt man.
Listen, we were all crazy in high school.
Yeah.
I think we're all crazy now.
Yeah.
There's
we all-
some things we still can't say.
So anyway, I'll say the Dela Cruz because that's been so.
It's been on your mind.
People have heard me bring
thinking
up
about it.
Dela Cruz before. This is a real thing. It's gonna sound made up. That name, and it's gonna sound super messed up. But I promise you, I'm totally I've processed it and I do.
You're
laugh at
behind
it
it.
now. It's behind me, right? Exactly. I've only dated 3 people. My first 2 exes, and then of course Ivrea, who I'm very lucky and fortunate to be marrying in a few months. The first 2 girls that I dated, the relationship ended, and they essentially left me for
It's respectable.
2 different people with the same last name,
Yeah.
which was Dela Cruz.
Yeah.
The 2 different people. Now, my conspiracy is that they somehow know each
a crime
other
family.
They don't.
and they were involved together in it. But yeah,
They
that
don't.
that is where that
Yeah.
last name
Yeah,
meme
no,
comes
it's-
from,
yep.
and it is
Not
real.
unrelated.
They're both of them genuinely are totally unrelated.
Yeah.
But they both left me for a guy with the same last
Dela
name.
Cruz.
And so when I started talking to Ivrea, one of the first questions I asked
it's
her,
a real question you asked her.
do you know anyone with the last name?
It was a legitimate fear.
It's
At that
valid.
point, it's a
'cause-
legitimate
'cause
fear.
She said, "Oh yeah, I have a friend John." It's like, okay, well now I don't know if I can keep talking to you.
for
She did
the
not.
donut.
I think
No,
that would have
no,
been
no.
insane if it somehow went 3 for 3.
But that is a last name that has really become a meme in our friend group because I mean, what are the odds? First of all, it's shitty if anybody deals with that where
Cheating,
your partner leaves you for another guy.
or yeah, it's some
Cheats,
cheats
well,
involved there.
obviously.
Yeah.
One I think was
Jury's still
after,
out, yeah.
one was before. But I think one of them was after the breakup, one was before. But either way, it was around the same time.
Very soon after.
Yes.
Too close for comfort.
Within a week, the one that was after the breakup, which makes you think, okay, this
What was going on before?
The seeds were planted.
Great
yeah.
TikToks, man.
Oh.
And but what are the odds
love
that
poetry.
it happening twice to you sucks? But the fact that they both had the same last name, I honestly think, and this is gonna sound crazy, that made me process it actually easier. Because there was a lot, sometimes humor is one of the best ways to heal from a really traumatic and tough life.
Yeah.
event.
Yeah, it just made it
And
absurd, yeah.
It made it so absurd that they had the same last. And it's not like if it was Smith, okay.
Right,
but
whatever.
I guess maybe Dela Cruz is a decently popular Hispanic last name.
Yeah.
But I don't consider
Still,
it like.
and that chance, it's just
It's
wild.
not right. It's not like a super popular last name. It's not like Smith or
Yeah.
what Johnson.
I think it also would be more prevalent if we were in a high Hispanic area.
Right.
This is a very Caucasian.
It
One
is
of those
about
guys
it,
is
yeah.
not even from here.
Yeah.
This
One
area.
of them was from New York. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is close enough.
Close enough.
But yeah.
and they met on the West Coast. It was a beautiful story of how they met. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope it's going
Nothing
well.
came of it, by the way, and she ended up with her.
Then
never
she
mind.
went back to Iraq. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah, we wish him well.
No, I do. I do wish them both well. But yeah, just wild. But that's where the name comes
Yeah.
from.
It's a lot of lore.
I don't think I've ever given that full story.
I thought
on
you
this.
did,
Good
but
one.
maybe
That's
not.
a good one.
I think we've just memed that last name
Yeah.
so many
You've
times.
memed it on movie posters.
I
Yeah.
I've done that. It's a true
Dela
story.
Cruz
I
crime
hope those are
family.
hung up in the new house.
Oh, they will be. They will be for sure. But no, I will say the humor and absurdity in it made it easier for me to process and move on from.
course,
It really
yeah,
did.
for sure.
It really did. Oh my God! Wow.
What?
Oh Lord.
We have 2 massive donations. I didn't even
shit.
see
While we're out
this,
here
dude.
yapping.
Yeah, what
On
the
your end,
hell?
I guess. They didn't
yeah.
come in on mine.
Wow. Okay. Legendary Blader Chris.
Oh, God.
Thank you for the $50 donation.
Wow.
Wow. A shame you won't be covering Beyblade. Just know you should binge the series only if you want to, not because you have to. Don't let people's convictions get to your head.
Oh yeah, no.
No, I mean, listen, Beyblade was certainly an option. The reason we're doing the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh show, and I think that's Natalie. I'm going to guess it's Natalie. Natalie Jesus Christ, thank you for the insanely generous donation. If we could get some hearts in chat, some attempts, thumbs up in chat, I would really appreciate it. The reason I'm not jumping into like a new show or Arc 5 or doing something really like it would be drastic for the channel to start covering Beyblade on a
Very
weekly basis.
drastic,
It
yeah.
would be drastic. I'm not doing that right now, and I'm not opposed to doing it at some point. Because
if Yu-Gi-Oh dies, then yes.
if we go this full year, and again, this is the big date, I have it circled on the calendar, 12/20, which is the Saturday after Jump Festa Day 1. If it's December 20th of this year, and we still do not have anything for another Yu-Gi-Oh anime, I'm going to start actually thinking that it's over.
Yeah, we're cooked.
Yeah. If that night the panel ends, I walk upstairs, Nina's there and says, "Oh, Dill, I'm sorry." Gives me a hug. I feel the tears swelling
I
up
can
in
see
my
that.
eyes. If that happens again in 9 months, then I'm going to start believing that maybe it's over.
I'm gonna
and
say,
then,
Dill, can you take your crying upstairs? I'm trying to sleep as I'm staying over your house in Delaware. Yeah, I'm like, come on, man.
and then we will have to maybe think about going down a more drastic route. Beyblade, I will say, is certainly high on my list, as is Vanguard, as a show that I would consider watching and maybe covering alongside Legacy Yu-Gi-Oh content here.
We really won't know until 2026.
Getting close to it, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want to wait. Like, I don't.
No, that's what I mean. No, I'm confirming. I'm not saying it cynically. I mean, like,
I'm not closing any doors.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not closing any doors, but I'm also not making the leap right now because I feel it might be premature.
Yes.
And
I
if I
agree.
start covering a show like Beyblade, if I start geting super into a show like Beyblade or Vanguard
It's
or whatever
awkward
it
to
is,
transition.
then
and-
right,
yeah.
and doing that transition, and then hey, maybe on July 13th at World Jump Victory Carnival, they say, hey, new show coming out starting in the fall.
Yeah,
Then
you
I don't
rename
wanna
the channel.
end-
It's not Yu-Gi-Oh everything anymore. It's
I wouldn't do something that
Yeah.
drastic, but then I don't want to end the Beyblade coverage. Sure, I could do both, but
Yeah.
So that's why I'm waiting.
we
on
we
it.
got time. We
if
can
that
be
makes
patient.
sense, and I hope that makes sense. Natalie, I'm assuming it was Natalie.
she said it wasn't, but the
Really?
next one is.
Wow. Okay. Well, Natalie, thank you for this donation. Jesse Pinkman with a $50 donation.
The GOAT, dude.
Classic.
Do I want
GOAT.
donations from him? I've only seen
Prob-
the end of
prob-
Breaking
probably
Bad.
no, in the end, like, he's doing what's right.
He lives,
He's
right?
but
He does.
at the end,
He loses everything.
let's be honest, he's a pretty terrible person. I mean, they all are.
They are, but
They all did some awful stuff.
He's like trying to get out, I think, by the end.
Yeah, he is. And then he gets his movie that you see what happens. To
Oh,
him,
I
so.
actually didn't see the movie.
You got to watch El Camino.
I
man.
do have to watch
Yeah,
El
on
Camino.
Netflix.
But I love him as a character. He's excellent.
Hey, yo, bitch.
Really.
Read the donation.
I'm just laughing at Kevin because he's everything's getting a new anime but Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
I mean, it's
crazy.
It's crazy.
But that's why, like, hey, like you read a comment like that and it's true. Let's be patient, right?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to be patient.
Yeah.
But let's be, you just never know. I've seen the final episode of Breaking Bad. I saw the final
Why?
2 episodes.
Why
My
did you
dad
want-
and my brother were finishing it. It seemed
Oh, and you
interesting.
sat down and watched
Yeah.
it, like while it was going on,
Yeah.
2013.
No, like 2018ish probably.
okay.
Yeah.
All-time classic show.
Yeah,
I think
actually-
we watched it at the same time.
We did.
Yeah,
Brian-
because Russo got us into it.
I did.
I
Russo
thought it
was
was-
sleeping over. It was at
Yeah.
Dylan's
My
house,
house.
Yeah.
and my coworkers lent me the DVDs for the first 2 seasons, and we watched, I think, all but the last episode of season 1 that
yeah,
night.
and season 1 even is a little slower.
It
and
is,
then
we were still hooked.
I remember staying up till 4 or 5 in the morning,
Yeah.
just watching episodes, then going to work. And I'd text you, I'd be like, "Dude,
Yeah.
did you just see blah blah blah? Like
Yup.
this is crazy."
Yeah,
yeah, it was
Dude,
great
what
times.
times,
Son.
Yeah.
I did. No, that was Men in Black when I went to a Halloween party with Nina and Christina. I dressed as someone from Men in Black.
No,
but they
no.
dressed as Breaking
No,
Bad. It wasn't Men
I
in
think
Black.
you did X Files.
X-Files. You're right. It was X-Files.
Yeah.
Have you seen X Files?
I have.
Great
well,
show.
I know. Da, 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 da,
Do you know this song?
da.
Do you know the 2 main characters?
Yeah, Hunter and Craven.
No.
Hunter and Craven.
You just literally thought of Spider-Man and just did that. All right. Mulder and Scully.
Mulder and
You would have
Scully.
never
I knew
got that.
No, I should have gotten that because that's who they went as. I'm pretty sure.
No, they went.
Or maybe,
maybe
I went.
there's a-
Maybe I
I
went.
think
as-
you weren't you Mulder?
I was Mulder. Listen, I had a lot
Also,
of fun that
Nina
night.
says watching Breaking. They've done a Breaking Bad cosplay and it's amazing.
They have. They have. No, they have. Absolutely.
But she said watch Breaking Bad. Yes,
I will watch.
And I still need to watch Better Call Saul, even though it's like a decade
great,
old at this
dude.
point.
It's
I know.
excellent.
I know.
Anyway,
We'll get there.
Natalie, thank you so much for the donation.
Yes, of course.
Seriously.
Well, we would
Very
yeah.
kind.
Yeah, we
Whoever
need-
donated the other $50 if
Thank
it wasn't
you.
Natalie. Seriously, thank you so much. I'd be slinging money around. Things are great, Dylan. I'm so happy right now. I'm hanging with my former high school teacher, making cool stuff happen.
True.
So, what part of the show is that?
Well,
The good part?
Let's skip to the good part.
in some regard, when like things are good, they're like, wow, we're cooking.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, I was Krykek, not Mulder.
Okay.
In X-Files. Is that how you say his name? Krykek?
I don't.
Krysek.
I've never seen it.
Just
I've only seen like the first.
I'm sure Nina is cringing.
she said earlier she was fuming.
her and Chris fuming.
Well, she was dying. Dill, I'm dying here.
Well,
she
maybe
wrote.
that's like dying laughing.
No, she's dying like inside.
You're killing her.
To be honest, Nina, I'm surprised. It's 10:30. I'm surprised you're awake. To be totally honest.
Well, I appreciate her being here.
Yeah,
I'm
of
sure
course.
she's with Christina, so shout out to
Or-
her.
or she's
Two
out
of my
cold.
favorite people. Yeah, maybe.
Thank
Um,
you for
But yeah,
the
Jesse, thank you so much.
dono.
Natalie, thank you so much. Is it true that Jesse like becomes like a pastor in the sequel to Breaking Bad?
No.
That's not okay. That's not true. Somebody told me that.
He does. He does do. Aaron Paul does a show called The Path, I think, which is kind of like a culty thing. So
Okay.
maybe that's what
Oh,
someone
maybe-
was.
yeah,
it's
maybe.
apparently really good. I've just never seen it.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Despicable Dave, thank you for the $2 donation.
There's Dave.
Will said, Chris, you may not be Alice Gehabik, but you're right. But you're all right. I don't know. So here's the thing. One of the other great Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything mysteries, and I'm assuming Legendary Blader Chris and Despicable Dave are maybe the same person.
Yeah.
I do not know who Despicable Dave is.
You'll never
For the
know.
longest time, I thought it was Natalie. I'm convinced it's not Natalie. I have no idea who Despicable Dave is. There's a couple of people, like Rovian Space Poem Fan 420.
Huge
SLN.
fan of them. Yeah.
It could just be the same person. Mr. Konami delayed has claimed, he said sometimes it's him. So people wear, somebody's got to wear the mask.
Yeah.
So there's multiple people wearing the Mr. Konami.
I like that.
mask.
Konami keeps playing games with us, huh?
That person is a Bakugan character.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Bakugan and Beyblade, yeah.
Different shows, but
In case anybody missed it, the new podcast, it's going to be every other Wednesday night starting in mid-late April. The Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. Nina, it's very similar. You probably haven't watched any of these, but like it's a lot of sports talk shows like Colin Cowherd and Rich Eisen. It's going to be very similar to more of a structured style show. I'll give an opening monologue for 10 to 15 minutes every episode. We're going to bring in two of the guys. It'll be a rotating team. And there's going to be a bunch of different segments like reverse top 5 lists where maybe like Pete on one of the episodes gives his top 5 Reigns characters, and then I get to like critique his list. Reading mean comments is going to be a fun one where the guys are going to pull 2 or 3 like just even if they're not mean, crazy comments. We'll be blurring out the names. We're not going to show usernames or do anything like that. But I get to react to those comments and respond to them, which I think will be fun. People can send in voice clips, video clips, and we'll play them and you know, talk about them. So there's going to be a lot more segments. It's going to be a lot more structured. And I think it's got the potential to be a lot of fun. So that is going to start mid to late April, the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. And the monologue can encapsulate anything latest Yu-Gi-Oh! News. It doesn't need to be related to the anime, although most of the topics probably will. We'll probably do a segment where we go over latest Yu-Gi-Oh! News. And like if new cards get revealed, like I think Colin mentioned he would love to talk about the Arcana Force cards.
Yeah, that's definitely what he said.
So, like, if the
Yeah.
Arcana, you know, Sartorius' Arcana Force cards, some new cards come out, we can bring in Colin, and he can give us his thoughts for a few minutes.
And also, big announcement here. Caliber has landed.
Oh, he's landed.
He's landed.
Long flight. He just landed. Wow.
Or he at least graced us with his presence
What
by
the
coming
hell?
into the chat.
He left Newark Airport at 2 p.m.
Yeah, he's
then
probably
he
been
didn't
there.
just
the whole-
land.
He's
He's
flying to
probably,
Bama.
he's probably just getting back from a party or something.
Well,
Yeah.
no.
Or maybe
Huge
about to go
college
out.
party.
Maybe about to go out to a party.
Well, sometimes they do those.
it's only 10:30.
Sometimes they do those surprise flights out of Newark where instead of going straight to their destination, they make a tour of the country. And if he did that, it would
Dude,
have
if
been
you
about
get
9
on, you
hours.
get on one of the secret tour flights, it sucks, man.
Well, but it's cool because they fly low to the ground, so you're about 4,000 feet over.
Yeah, but it's
land.
not cool when I have a business meeting in 5 hours from when I'm taking my flight, and then the next thing I know, I'm over Seattle, Washington. I don't care.
The airline will write into the company, and it should be a get out of jail free card.
Not
It's like
always.
getting your parking validated kind of
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
I watched a TikTok where they didn't set it up for a guy. He got fired. Was late.
Don't know what to tell you. But anyway, yes, that is the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. So Wednesdays we'll be doing one episode of the After Dark podcast. Every Wednesday we'll be doing an episode on the Chronicles. And then 2 Wednesdays every month we'll be doing Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Sean Gilbride. I know he won his Special Olympics state basketball
go.
cup. $10 super. You want to read it?
I'll read it. I'll
Thank
read
you
it,
so
all right.
much, Sean. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you,
Sean Gilbride. I completely forgot it was a Wednesday night. This is the. Oh, did I paste that in twice? I did. This is the perfect thing to distract me from the fact that where I live, it was literally 75 degrees yesterday, and there's a blizzard going on right now.
Okay.
Oh my god! I mean, it's true.
I know he's in Iowa. Flat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's
yeah,
a drastic change. That's crazy.
Well-
Must have been a cold front from Canada or something came
Yeah.
in.
75 to a blizzard.
insane.
Yeah.
How did that even work?
Okay. The
could
plants, the
happen.
animals, they're struggling.
That's terrible.
Getting tough.
Yeah, Sean, I don't
Stay
even know what
safe.
to say. I'm sorry about that. But Sean, I will say this. Thank you so much for the very, very kind super chat. And yeah, every Wednesday night at 8 p.m., we're live. We have been for 5 years, and we are going to continue to be live despite no weekly Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime with After Dark, with the Chronicles podcast, and twice with the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Show. I'm very excited for the future of Wednesday nights.
We're going to
But
milk it
guys,
for all it's got.
But guys, I really appreciate and love all of you. Thank you all so much for being here. You guys have, allowed me to do this for over 5 years now with the guys. Obviously, this podcast is not possible without them. So a huge thank you to Caliber. He's not here. To Dredger, who left early, but vital part of today's episode.
course.
And to Pete and Nick T. I'm going to let the two of them promote their stuff. If they've got anything going on, please give them a follow. Love all of you guys. Thank you for watching. Nick T, we'll start with you.
All right. Not much has changed in the past weeks. As many life things happen this spring and into the summer, I'm figuring out the logistics of doing a release show and putting out the record, the Nameling record, finally. So be on the lookout for that. I want to do some kind of physical media for it. I don't think I can do everything all at once, but be on the lookout for either cassette tapes, very small vinyl run, or a T-shirt run. I'm leaning towards the T-shirts, but we'll see. So be on the lookout for that because I am trying my best to get that in the works to coincide with the album. So. Oh, and as well, I'll re-announce this for anyone who maybe is in that is not normally. I'm working on trying to get a remix album together for like songs that are on the record. I know Ryu Matrix, who is in the community, who does like a lot of video game music remixes and is extremely talented.
Awesome guy, yeah.
Is doing one of my songs. I'm asking a local friend to do one. If there's anyone you know that is good with electronic music or anything of the sort, any kind of music production elements, wants to add a verse to a song, whatever it may be, reach out to me. I have the stems for the songs and would love to make something like that happen.
You are awesome. We're very looking forward to your
Yeah,
musical release. And
you.
Stay tuned to Nameling, and all of his links are in the description or right there in the link tree and chat that Dak posted. That man with the devil dono, 666. Thank you, that man. Nick T, would you like to read it?
Yes, I would love to.
Little up.
Oh,
Yep.
yes, it is.
Thank you,
This
that man.
Friday will be the finale of Pokemon Horizons. Afterwards, 2-week break and a 1-hour premiere focusing on Mega Evolution. They're always eating, aren't they?
Dude, yeah, that's why I'm shaking my head.
Eating.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
it is
I
just
am very
crazy.
happy for the Pokemon lovers, especially on the anime side. But
Yeah.
man, I think it was Kevin who had said this yesterday in a stream, or maybe it was Monday. He was like, if the Pokemon anime, goes weekly, like, I don't know why Yu-Gi-Oh! Can't. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm in agreement with that. But the Pokemon anime is like, they are an outlier with how they have been able, even One Piece has taken long breaks. Like, they have never, I don't think, taken a long break from their weekly running schedule. They are like the standard.
Here's the
in
thing,
terms
though.
of what they should strive for. It's unbelievable.
Which is true, but here's the thing about Pokemon is that like it is, and not to diminish One Piece or Yu-Gi-Oh, but Pokemon is like culturally ubiquitous. Like it is a widespread thing. You could ask anyone and their mother, and they probably have heard of or played or seen Pokemon.
Correct.
They have pretty much a blank check to do whatever they want for as long as they want. They don't need to skip a beat because they have the money to and resources.
And people just know, man. It's a moneymaker.
Yeah.
So if you're a new studio and another studio that's been doing it or something wants to take a break, you can.
Yeah.
Because everyone is just, they're chomping at the bit to get
Yeah.
into
Exactly.
that brand.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They're like the most dominant brand that you can think of from Japan. It's crazy.
Now on the Pokemon Go side, let's see how that goes because
Yeah,
they've
well, that's it then.
recently sold in the last week to a different company.
Not Niantic anymore.
Yeah, not Niantic anymore.
Dropped
It's
the ball.
gone to Scopely now. Let's
see.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
Maybe it's a good change.
We'll see.
Scopely has a very negative reputation. So we'll
With
see.
mobile gaming, so
Yes.
we'll see.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, we'll see. But that man, thank you for the update, Pete. On to you.
Yeah, I mean, I have a YouTube channel, Close Gamers. Right now, if you haven't been here, my computer's busted, so that's why there's been nothing over there in the process of getting that fixed. I just got the part on Monday, so we're going to try that for this weekend. And, yeah. And then I'm over on Dylan's Twitch channel, Super Deep Prod, so I'll be continuing some Jedi Survivor over there, 8:30 EST tomorrow. We're in our second to last boss battle, which we beat phase 1, and we're getting our butt kicked in phase 2. So come over there and watch me die.
You got
a whole
this, bro.
bunch.
You got this.
You got this, Pete. Huge thank you to him for streaming tomorrow night. Huge thank you to Nick T. And a huge thank you to all of you. Special thank you to Natalie and whoever the mystery $50 donator was. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel and supporting this content. And to everybody that donated, super chatted, thank you. Thank you to the guys. Thank you to the team. Love and appreciate all of you. This has been After Dark Podcast, episode 29. Yu-Gi-Oh! News and debuting the new show. I don't know. That's definitely not the
It's
name.
close enough.
Close enough. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, and I hope you have an amazing day. Take care, guys.
Good night, guys.
Have a
Bye.
great night.